Find us online at absoluteglassinc.com.
And remember, if you can see through it, we can do it.
Hey, y'all, Jay Phillips here from my good friends at Dan's Fan City in Harbison. Ceiling fans don't sound like something you think about a lot because you don't really need to, but when you've got good ones, they work so well, keeping energy costs down and your comfort level up. All kinds of fans at Dan's Fan City, big to small and quiet, quality fans. They have accessories and light kits, fan blades, and more. Stop by and see them soon, Harbison Boulevard next to Total Wine, or call Dan's Fan City, 781-FANS. You'll be glad you did.
Sponsored by Woodman Life, protecting hardworking families with life insurance.
Every hardworking American deserves to leave a legacy, regardless of their paycheck. We offer life insurance policies for a variety of budgets. Protect your family and your legacy. Get a quote at woodmanlife.org. Woodman Life is the brand name for Women of the World Life Insurance Society in Omaha, Nebraska. Ad number A0138.
When faced with complex challenges, there are people who come together to solve problems and transform lives. That's us. We are Rotary. We work with community partners to build green spaces for all to connect with nature and each other. We support local youth through mentorship and literacy programs. We're committed to causes that improve lives everywhere. Learn more at rotary.org/action.
Hello, I'm Kevin, President of the Dementia Society of America. Request our free guide. It includes information on brain health checkups and much more. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Your brain will thank you.
We're change makers, problem solvers, and community builders. We are Rotary. And together, there's no limit to what we can accomplish. Take action with us. Find out more at rotary.org/action.
What is dementia? Is it the same as Alzheimer's? What is vascular dementia, Lewy body, FTD, TBI, and CTE? If someone has memory loss, does that mean they have dementia? Millions of Americans ask these questions every day. I did too, and I learned. My wife Ginny developed dementia. I didn't know what to do or what was coming next. I'm Kevin Jameson, volunteer and president of the Dementia Society of America. I'm excited to offer you a free guide to understanding dementia. It's filled with facts about dementia, care planning, how doctors can help, and ways to keep your brain as healthy as possible. The Dementia Society of America is a national nonprofit, and we're ready to answer your questions. You want to live life to the fullest. I know that. Ginny did too, and I'm
home for the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game. WNKT Eastover, Columbia. A Cumulus media station. Back to sports. The early game with former Gamecock Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen on the Game Network. 107.5 Game app and the Game TV radio on YouTube.
All right, man. Look at us. Look around. We don't have everybody, but we got all we need.
We got somebody.
The men in this room are going to make this thing happen. We may be down our starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Our offensive coordinator might not be here.
Yeah.
But we're going to get this thing done today, fellas.
And we got our defensive captain over here.
And defenses, we're going to stay. We got a game plan today that's going in the Hall of Fame. We're going to stay with our strengths. We're going to do the things that we know how to do. We're going to stay right down the lane. And we're going to win this game today. In the words of the immortal quarterback, Jameis Winston, you strong?
Immortal is right.
I'm strong.
The man's been in the league forever.
We strong then.
Yeah, turn me up.
We here. All right, it's Preston Thorne, Nick Harvey, Cale Wilson, and we are the early game this morning. Monday morning, early. Hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for coming in, hanging with us early. We have a lot to discuss today. As always, the weekend happened. Things happened over the weekend, and we will discuss them. There were some good things in the Gamecock Nation. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. That happened. We will get to that a little bit later.
There were some bad things.
But first, Elijah and I like to put teams on warning, watch, as far as sweeps are concerned. Last week, we put Missouri on sweep warning. They were on sweep watch at first. Then when we won the second game, they went on sweep warning. And then we eventually swept them for the first time in a long time. And then we came home.
Yeah.
And we suffered a sweep at the hands of Mississippi State. Did not go the way that we planned it to go. We'll have a little bit of discussion about that. Nick, what was your first impressions of that series?
Well, I first want to reference a tweet from one Elijah Campbell that said Mississippi State might be on high alert to get swept in Columbia this weekend. And look, I'm not trying to put anybody on blast here, but it felt over before it was over.
This is the real reason why Elijah's not here today.
Here's the thing. Sometimes the meteorologist gets it wrong. The conditions,
That's right.
He saw some barometric pressure in the environment.
Whole lot of radars.
He saw some stuff, and it didn't quite, we thought this winter, we thought we was going to get that huge ice storm. Somebody else got it.
Yeah.
It happened. Mm-hmm. It just didn't happen here.
That's right.
And so he was right in calling for the sweep. It was a 6 instead of a 9, right? He's like, oh, I read my meters wrong.
Just the numbers were off.
Yeah, just
a little bit.
Slightly off. Yeah, man. Over the weekend, Gamecocks fall to Mississippi State, and much like they've done all season, they found various ways to do it. But there's the one thing that I kept coming back to, I keep talking about, and I keep harping on, and it's the idea of the strikeouts, man. 44 strikeouts over the weekend. 44 in a 3-game series. You don't need to know a lot about math. We'll do math maybe later in the early game morning meeting. But I can do that. I can do that math. And even if I don't have exact numbers, I know that's at least double digits every game. Yeah. If I'm just doing my old school division here, that's unacceptable, correct?
I would 100% agree with you. I mean, it's just what I don't understand is, like, again, I've said this, I think, when we were doing this last time together. Mm-hmm. I like Monty Lee. I think they're going to explore a lot of options. But here's my thing. When your hitting coach is the interim head coach and you put up a 44 strikeout weekend, like, what are we talking these guys through with their approaches at bats? Like, I've been to several games this year, and I've seen some of the worst at bats that I've ever seen in a baseball game. Mm-hmm. And I just don't get it. Now, some of those were going back to when Palmineri was still the head coach, but even still, like, now you have Monty Lee. He's in charge of the lineup. He's in charge of telling these guys what he wants them to do when they're up at the plate. 44 strikeouts is to me inexcusable.
Yeah, it's obviously, because you're not gonna win with that, and especially on Saturday where they had a high of 18. Again, I don't do math, but I do understand this. In baseball, there's 9 innings. You have to get 3 outs per inning. That's 27. Yeah. Now, when I do 18 in the 27, that's 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 batters struck out. 1/3 of the batters did not strike out. And they didn't score any runs, so those other batters did not do very much. And here's the thing, it doesn't do us any good to single out any particular player. When you have 18 people strike out, that means everybody's got a piece of that. It got contagious in the locker room. It was like, hey, man, you want some of this? You want to strike out too?
You know what I'm saying? Is there a chance that you're going to make those 18 people that struck out get on the line?
Well, we will see. We will see, because as I've stated before, at a certain point, it's not their fault. It's your fault. If they've continuously struck out, you can't expect them to do what they don't do.
I'm just realizing now, like, I know you just did the math. But 18 strikeouts, mm-hmm. That would be 27 batters in a game. Correct. If you only go 3 up, 3 down every inning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not good.
At least out of the outs, you have to get 27 outs. So 18 of those 27 outs were by way of strikeouts. And we could look at it and see how many we're looking versus swinging. I'm not even sure if it's a better thing. But you talked about this idea of Monty Lee being the hitting coach. That's what he does. Mm-hmm. And the thing that you want to emphasize is that when the person, again, we're going to stay right in our lane here. So if I'm thinking football, if the offensive guy takes over the team, I'm expecting the offense to shoot up,
a little bump,
to get a bump, because that's what he does. If the defensive guy takes over the team, I'm expecting the emphasis to shift. So when the hitting coach takes over the team, you expect the hitting to rise.
And what's so ironic about that is that the pitching staff has been significantly better down the stretch here recently than they were at the beginning of the season. And honestly, the pitching staff, in my opinion, has not been bad all season. They've had some pretty good outings out of the staff so far this year, and they've only gotten better. But again, like, I just don't understand. You put the hitting coach in charge of the team, and the hitting struggles continue to be the reason this team cannot win, not only in SEC play, but even some of those non-conference midweek losses. I mean, look at Davidson. They won this past week, but it was close. And they had I think at one point they were up, it was like 6-2 or 6-0, whatever, and they let them climb all the way back. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, this is going to be Monty talking about this idea. Yes, he talks about, and we might not listen because it's a little bit longer clip. So, Kale, look at me. I'll give you the signal to cut it. But this is Monty Lee talking about the idea that maybe he might be overcoaching.
Well, I wish I knew that answer. I feel like I may be almost overcoaching them, to a degree. Just, constantly trying to show up every day and work on the things that we need to improve on and we need to get better at. And maybe they're just kind of hyper-focused in those areas and it's leading to some failure. I mean, that's really the only answer I can give you, but probably just trying to do maybe too much as a coach to put them in a better position to be successful. That's really the only answer that I have. I mean, I feel like we're working on and talking about the things that we need to improve on and we need to get better at, and maybe to a fault. So I think at this.
So what I hear there is a coach who's obviously frustrated. He's obviously a little bit bewildered as, again, he's looking at him like, hey, I'm the hitting coach. I'm supposed to be getting this done. But what might be happening is this. If you have an entire hitting philosophy that maybe you're trying to implement in a short period of time, you might be giving them too much information at the same time for them to process it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it just comes down to see ball, hit ball. Like, don't get worked up in the count, because that's another thing that this team has a terrible track record of doing is looking at strike one, swinging at strike two. I mean,
and chasing strike three.
They're so quick in their at-bats because they and like a lot of teams take strike one, or they'll take the first pitch regardless of what it is. And that's fine. But, like, afterwards, you've got to be more strategical in your approach, because if he throws the amount of outside sliders I've seen this baseball team swing at this season is beyond frustrating, to the point where, like, you can almost feel it coming, like, he's going to throw an outside slider here. It's off speed. And then they swing at it. And it's like, yeah, I mean, just where's the philosophy? Like, what's in your head of what you think he's going to throw? But I'm it's frustrating because, again, you saw, like, there's still not a bad energy about this baseball team right now. Like, these guys are still, when a guy hits a home run, when somebody gets a double or anything like that, you see them get on base, they look back towards the dugout, the guys are cheering for them, they're doing a little celebration, like they're trying to just have fun with it. But I think there's still, like Monty just said, I think there's still some over-analyzation happening, especially at the plate.
Yeah, and you're not going to be able to win like that. This is the thing that I've been kind of harping on. That was two things. One, for me, it was the errors. They've largely taken care of that. This was dating back to the before Monty, right? The BM, BM times before Monty. I was concerned about the errors. Meanwhile, the hitting wasn't great, but I was really concerned about those. They'd largely taken care of that. But now the other trend that I noticed was that the strikeouts were just spiking up. And for a team like this, not being able to put any offensive pressure on a team, 18 strikeouts, dog. I played baseball a long time ago, and we had a pitcher. His name was Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson played for Clemson. He went on to play for the New York Yankees. He was a dude. There were times when Steven would pitch, he was so good, you'd be in the field and you'd be like, hey, man, is anybody going to hit the ball today? It's like sometimes if the other team would make contact, it would kind of like surprise you. You'd be like, oh, I forgot we had to play defense.
I'm a part of this.
Were you an outfielder, Preston?
I was come on, dog. I was first base. There's only one spot where this body can play. It's either catcher or first base, and I played first base.
I was lucky. I was left-handed, so I had to see. Yeah, it was.
My God.
Yeah, come on. Man.
I didn't know that. Man, look at lefty trench talk.
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Are you a lefty too, Mr. Thorne?
Well, here's the thing. Some people say I'm a fraud lefty because I write with my right hand, but I do everything athletically with my left hand.
Yep.
To me, it sounds like you're
I'm
ambidextrous.
very ambidextrous.
I am. Weirdly enough, if I'm out of it, sometimes I will pick up a pen with my left hand and like, oh wait, I have to put it with my right hand sometimes. So everything I do is left-handed.
Yeah.
So this body, left hand, there was only one spot for your boy on the baseball field, and that was manning first base. The point I was making, sometimes because Steven was so good, he would strike out. It was, he'd strike out in a 7-inning high school game. He'd strike out like, I don't know, 12 dudes or something like that because he was that good. And you would kind of get bored. Yeah. I imagine 18 strikeouts in a 9-inning game, those dudes from Mississippi State were like, all right.
Yeah.
I guess we got to do something.
That's when you're starting to, it's like T-ball check at that point. You're making sure none of them are playing in the grass in the outfield. And, it's one of those things. It really is. Which, by the way, I didn't realize it was so entertaining. Because when I was a kid, I know I could not have been fun to watch on a T-ball field because I was definitely one of the kids that was just, watching the grass flow in the wind. But one of our coworkers at WIS, her kid just started T-ball, and she'll send videos sometimes of him playing. It's
mayhem.
Incredibly entertaining. Incredibly entertaining.
Mayhem. Yeah. Listen, man. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. There is still some things that could be accomplished. I always like to facetiously say that all the goals are in front of them. That's not true anymore, but there are some goals that are still out there for them to accomplish. I would say the season is not cooked, but it's on the way. And speaking of cooked versus cooking, we're going to talk about this transfer portal and what we want to figure out. We're going to pose the philosophical question. Is Lamont cooking or is Lamont cooked? We'll talk about it more on the early game.
All my sports. The Game Network. 107.5 The Game in Columbia. 96.9 The Game in Charleston. 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. And 100.5 The Game in Florence.
This hour of in-show listening on 107.5 The Game is sponsored by QC Kinetics in West Columbia, the non-surgical regenerative orthopedic specialists of the Midlands. Request your consultation today by dialing pound 250 and use keyword QC Kinetics.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at HerndonChevy.com.
Average Owls. Our chairs sit, our tables stand.
You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Cumulus Digital outperforms industry benchmarks by over 25%. See what Smarter Digital can do for you at cumulusdigital.com.
South Carolina Department of Corrections is hiring correctional officers statewide. Officers must be at least 18 years of age and have a high school diploma or GED. If you have correctional, police, security, or military experience, you can join their team in a promotional rank as a sergeant or lieutenant. Discover a rewarding correctional career with room for long-term career advancement and a generous employee benefits package that cares for you and your family. Visit joinscdc.com to apply today. Sponsored by SC Department of Corrections, SCBA, and this station.
Powered by Integrated Media, The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. For auto, home, and commercial glass, shepherdsglass.com. In Chapin and West Columbia, The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. Shepherd's Glass.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Introducing Bluebell Pro, a dessert with up to 12 grams of protein and 110 calories or less per serving. Low fat, no added sugars, and gluten-free. Dig into a pint. It's more than just protein. It's Bluebell Pro. Never has high protein tasted so good.
The good old days are being made right now. The
for Bluebell ice cream in your local grocer. If you can't find it, ask for it.
There's people that go their whole education without having an African American teacher. So when I received my lottery-funded life scholarship, I knew I wanted to choose a school that had the Call Me Mr. program. Their mission is to recruit and retain teachers to be those role models for students in underserved areas. And that's what I want to do for my students.
More role models means a better South Carolina. And a better South Carolina means a better you. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Hey guys, it's Jay Phillips for the Men's Clinic. You're not feeling like yourself as you get older? You're wondering why? Don't wait for it to change or go away. Instead, see Dr. Dan Balknight and his team at the Men's Clinic. You'll have a one-on-one consultation that gets to the root of the issues and gets you back to feeling like you used to. No such thing as a one-size-fits-all treatment at the Men's Clinic. Call them up for a free consultation, 803-875-MENS, and learn more online at themensclinicsc.com.
Hendrick.
Why shop for a Chevy or GMC the way you always have when there's a better way? Shop the nation's #1 dealer group, Hendrick Chevrolet and Hendrick GMC. Thousands of car buyers across Columbia have switched to Hendrick for a larger selection, better pricing, and an easier buying experience. Plus, buy now but make no payments for 3 months. You don't have to shop the old way anymore. Experience the Hendrick difference.
With approved credit, see dealer for details.
We know what it's like when you're injured. You hurt, you can't work, you can't pay your bills, and the insurance company won't return your calls. I'm Jason Reynolds. At the Samuels Reynolds Law Firm, we're here for you when things go bad. We're local, resourceful, and have a proven record of success.
I'm Stephen Samuels. Our team is big enough to handle any case and small enough to care about each one.
We get South Carolina because we're true South Carolina. Samuels Reynolds. True injuries, true lawyers. 803-779-4000.
It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
This is Kale Wilson with the first traffic report of the morning. Got one accident to report in Lexington County in West Columbia. An accident with the right lane blocked on I-26 eastbound after Airport Boulevard and exit 113. Then we've got our long-term road construction in Richland County and Horry County and Lexington County. A former Gamecock football player made history last night at WrestleMania as Trick Williams, or Metric Belton, won his first United States Championship at WrestleMania. We'll talk about the college basketball transfer portal coming up.
Game app and the Game TV radio on YouTube.
We're back in. It's me and the boys. We're going to drive this train as fast and as hard as it can go. This may be our last time together, fellas, but for one morning, we're going to be great. It's Preston Thorne, Kale Wilson, Nick Harvey. No quarterback, no offensive coordinator.
We're running the Wildcat every play.
We're just running off vibes.
Yes.
13 personnel, let's go. We're doing what we want to do in here. That being said, we talked about the baseball team getting swept. Season's trending towards being cooked. Basketball season was absolutely cooked last year, burnt to a crisp. It was not fun last year, and we got into the portal season. The thing about the portal is that you have an opportunity to change your roster very, very quickly. That is the gift and the curse of it. The gift is that you can change your roster quickly. You can scour the universe and find players from all over different places, high D1, across the seas, pro players, whatever you want to do. The problem is everybody else is doing it too. And so here we are. Now, this is obviously Elijah's stomping grounds.
Sure.
And so we're going to leave this to Elijah for him to give us all of the fancy basketball numbers, like 3-point shooting efficiency. I mean, he goes deep. he has a lot of numbers that he gives.
Yeah.
And this is what I really need Elijah here for, is because I need him to find some fancy basketball numbers to make me feel good about this transfer portal class.
He's the flashy guy that you can depend on, while we're just the guys with the fundamentals and we're the basics.
Listen, when I look at basketball stats, because this is your boy, I don't go to the second page of the stats. I'm only looking at the first page. And when I look at the first page of the fellas that we are bringing in,
yeah.
I don't know, man. So who have we brought in so far? Corey Mincy from George Mason, former PC guard. Remember 2 years ago he dropped like 24 against us, and everybody was like, what you think about that guy? And we kind of said it there. We jokingly said he ends up back here. Cool. Camden High from Texas, a three-point shooter. Again, these are the stats that I do understand. 45% from 3 points. Let's do it.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. We have a big Lithuanian.
Yes. His first name's Alexis.
I can get that one. His first name's Alexis. We're going to need some more help with. Do you think he got it? It starts with a B.
Bielyauskas?
Listen.
I worked with Russians a lot when I did hockey, so I have
so
somewhat familiarity.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you work with a specific country of origin, you get the familiarity of how those names sort of go.
Sure.
I do not have that.
That's fair.
I do not have that. But he's a big Lithuanian.
Yes, he is.
We'll see how that works. And then yesterday they got Shane Blakely from Drexel. And if you heard us laughing as we were coming in, we both were trying to figure out. So now we're not going to do this. We're going to put Kale on the spot. Kale, where is Drexel?
Drexel?
Yes.
Drexel University.
Okay.
Do you want me to use it in a sentence?
No. I am going to say that it is in California.
Wrong coast.
Wait, New Jersey.
No.
That was going to be my second guess.
Other coast. Wrong other coast.
Other
close.
coast.
Closer.
How many coasts are there?
There's two main ones.
It's 3 coasts according to the rapper Big Crit.
Oh, we're talking about the southern
South
coast?
Is the third coast.
It's up north.
It's up north?
Yeah.
But it's not on the Atlantic coast.
It's on the Atlantic coast.
Isn't New Jersey on the Atlantic coast?
Yeah, but that's still wrong.
It's wrong state.
Oh, well, you said wrong coast again.
We don't give partial credit.
Maryland.
Here. Nope.
New York?
Last one.
I'll give you one more
Put us out of our misery. Go ahead.
It's the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Shout out. Shout out to Philly.
So
I knew that.
The only
for a Google
reason,
search.
Okay.
the only reason why I guessed California first off is because there were a lot of these YouTubers that I used to watch, and they used to do skits at Drexel, but they live in California. So you can't blame me for thinking that, when given the reason.
I'm 44 years old. I've never said that sentence before in my life. There's a lot of these YouTube sketches I used to watch. That is a frame of reference. I like it, and that's why we're here. And again,
A lot of minds combining.
we are driving this train hard and fast. So if you're not ready for it, there might be YouTube references. Who knows what's happening? But yes, they did sign Shane Blakely from Drexel, 6'5", average 14 points. Here's the thing, man. I'm not joking. When I need Elijah here to help me break this down, because to my very, very casual general consensus, I don't know how to feel about this. What was your thoughts when you started to see this transfer portal haul roll in?
Well, see, I'm very much on the same page as you when it comes to this. Like, I enjoy watching basketball. I like knowing the baseline of statistics. You start getting into, I'll be honest with you, the first time that I heard or learned what the Kim Pom was, it was when I was filling in for you one day and Elijah started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I would have never known what that was.
Mm-hmm.
That was a new thing to me. Like, I'm very well versed in sports that people don't watch in South Carolina, i.e. hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you'll hear me start going deep on random stuff on that.
Which we will get an opportunity a little bit later on in the show.
But basketball, I don't know. Like, it's not like, for me as a fan, and especially over the past few years becoming more and more of a kind of a casual fan of this basketball team, like, None of these names I see other than the Lithuanian guy at first, where I was like, oh, they got someone from Lithuania, because they produce good basketball players. They do. That country's very, very well known for its basketball. However, not one of these names has popped up where I'm like, okay, all right, I like what's going on here. No, like you had a statement from Jeremiah Donati at the end of the season saying that Gamecock Nation deserves a winning men's basketball program. He understands the frustration, this, that, and the other. You know, Lamont Paris is building a men's basketball program that's going to be consistently competitive. We're going to have an increased level of investment. You got 4 guys, and 4 guys that, to be quite frank, other than, you know, in my opinion, I think Camden Hyde might have been the only one I've ever heard of, except for Corey Mincy, and that's because of what he did with Presbyterian a couple years ago. I mean, that's the only other reason I knew his name.
As you were talking about Lithuanians being good basketball players, I something wrong in my mind. Shout out to my boy Big Marius Petrovich, 2001-2002 center from the Gamecocks. If you're a long-time head, you know that. Shout out to Marius. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. But to me, and you and I had some of the same thoughts about this, because they're bringing players in, but players also left. Yeah. And the thing that's been really striking to me, whether you're thinking about Elijah Strong, E.J. Walker, Creased, these dudes went into the portal and they're playing musical chairs, and the music's about to stop, and they don't have a chair.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, like Cam Scott enters the transfer portal last season. Again. Comes back. Red shirts, which I'm still not sure I fully agree with that decision, and then he enters the transfer portal again. Like, I don't, you know, I hope he finds somewhere to go. I do think he's a very good basketball player. He showed some glimmers last season, but it's like, or the season before, I guess I should say. But yeah, I mean, you've got, what, 5 of them still, or six guys still actively in the portal who have yet to find somewhere to land.
I mean, to me, that's an indictment on the roster.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I mean, it makes me wonder what these coaches are looking at, that they're saying, like, yeah, nah, we don't.
Yeah.
we saw what you did. I mean, we got what we got. We're going to be fine.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you have it and nobody wants it, that's going to be an issue.
Right.
So we'll come back. Elijah, we're going to save that for you. I need some hope.
Yes.
So find some advanced analytics that give me hope, because right now I do not have much as far as that transfer portal call is concerned. But speaking of hope, the draft is on the way. Hope springs eternal. We're going to look at we talked pretty extensively about Brandon Cisse and his hopes for the draft, but we're going to get a little bit deeper. And because we're the Line Trench Boys in the building, we're going to be talking about Nick Barrett on the way back. This is the early game.
Wow, what a play. The Game Network. Columbia, Charleston, Florence, and Myrtle Beach.
Powered by Integrated Media. The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. For auto, home, and commercial glass. ShepherdsGlass.com. In Chapin and West Columbia. The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. Shepherd's Glass.
It's Jen for CHW Cabinetry in Lexington. All the demolition we had to do in our kitchen. We had new cabinets that had to be installed. And I'm telling you, CHW Cabinetry was so helpful. Once we picked everything out, got the design figured out, we got those photorealistic renderings that were really helpful, because it was a picture of our finished kitchen, which, like I said before, makes a big difference when you're trying to pick out everything else to get your kitchen put together. Kitchens, though, that's not all they do. We redid an upstairs bathroom and got cabinetry for that. And then we just redid our master bath, where we also got cabinetry from CHW. And again, great experience, super thrilled. They can also help you update your pantry, maybe update some of the hanging racks in your closet. Maybe you want that a little more functional. If you're looking to make a little home office space, they can help you with that as well. Just visit chwcabinetry.com to learn more. Call them today at 803-520-6837. Be sure to tell them Jen Jensen sent you. CHW Cabinetry, passion from inspiration to installation.
Sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Why pay full price when you can customize and save? For more information, visit libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Powered by Integrated Integrated Media, the Game TV, sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. For auto, home, and commercial glass, shepherdsglass.com. In Chapin and West Columbia, the Game TV, sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. Shepherd's Glass.
Looking for a truck dealership that treats you like family? Come to Herndon Chevrolet, your truck headquarters, proudly serving Lexington and the Midlands for over 50 years. Whether you're after a brand new Silverado, a tough pre-owned truck, or expert service, you'll find it all right here with a huge selection and the best truck deals around. There's no better place to shop. Visit HerndonChevy.com or stop by today.
Herndon Chevrolet, Herndon makes you wanna smile, smile.
Make your dream pool a reality this summer with Aquarian Pools of Columbia. Specializing in residential and commercial pool construction, Aquarian Pools of Columbia offer complimentary design services that bring your vision to life. Whether you need a new backyard oasis or your old pool needs a renovation, their expert builders are ready to deliver just in time for summer. With 54 years in business, if you can dream it, they can build it. Visit them online at aquarianpools.com or call 803-732-3636 today. Hungry for more than just a meal? Head to the Golden Spur, the official restaurant of the University of South Carolina. From juicy burgers and crave-worthy flatbreads to fresh salads, pastas, and seafood, there's something for everyone. Unwind with creative cocktails and Columbia's favorite new Sunday brunch buffet. Whether you're repping Garnet and Black or just exploring downtown, the Golden Spur is your go-to spot. The Golden Spur at 700 Lincoln Street. Reserve now at goldenspurgrill.com.
Bill Gunner at 107.5 The Game for AAA Heating and Air. Look, I know you're thinking about a lot of spring cleaning right now, but are you thinking about your generators? You need to be. Those things are vitally important when our power goes out. You want to make sure your generator is running great. At AAA Heating and Air, they're ready to help you. So call today or visit their website. Call AAAtoday.com and tell them Bill Gunner with 107.5 The Game sent you.
AAA Air when you need us. AAA Heating and Air.
Vista Roofing, your local CertainTeed Select Shingle Master. Looking for a roof that's built to last? Trust the certified experts at Vista Roofing for professional installation, top-tier materials, and peace of mind backed by industry-leading warranties. From repairs to full replacements, Vista Roofing delivers durable results and exceptional service. Call now or visit VistaRoofingINC.com to schedule your free estimate. Vista Roofing, raising the standard one shingle at a time. Hate paying for streaming? Well, the 107.5 The Game app is free. Yes, free. Just download the 107.5 The Game app. It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
This is Kale Wilson with another traffic report. No new accidents to report. Still have that one accident with the right lane blocked on I-26 eastbound in West Columbia and Lexington County. Accident is on Airport Boulevard, exit 113, I-26 eastbound. We've got our long-term road construction in Richland, Horry, and Lexington County. Rough weekend for the Gamecock baseball team as the Gamecocks were swept by the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
The early game with former Gamecock Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen on the Game Network, 107.5 Game app, and the Game TV radio on YouTube.
And with the first and second pick in the early game replacement draft, Preston Thorne selects WIS's Nick Harvey and super producer Kale Wilson. Fellas, you can relax.
What an honor and a privilege.
You came off the board early.
Hey, I can't promise that we'll get there smoothly, but we're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there.
The train may be crashed, but we're gonna get there.
We're gonna grip tight, white knuckle this thing to the end. It's your boy Preston Thorne. Elijah's taking a much deserved vacation to break. That boy has been traveling. That man has been traveling, doing shows on the weekend, so it's good to give him a little bit of the day off. Jen's taking care of business out in the Midwest. So
brace yourselves.
The normally scheduled crew will be back tomorrow.
Brace yourselves.
But for today,
brace for impact.
The boys are in here.
It's the first and only time I think I've ever heard traded up and picked early. Like
traded up.
Like I got picked early in dodgeball every now and then, but like, man.
Listen,
yeah,
I could not ask for a better partner today because a lot of things happen on the big boy front, much of which we are definitely going to be talking about. Sexy Dexy was traded. We will have a lot of conversation about that. But when you hear that sounder. When you hear that sound, Kel, play that one more time. Cause we're trying to train folks like Pavlov's dogs here. When you hear that sounder, you need to look up and start immediately going to your board.
Yep.
Immediately start going to your draft board. We talked about Brandon Cisse, his conversation, late first, early second, depending on how that goes. Another draft eligible player from the defense that started to have a little bit of conversation is Nick Barrett. And Nick is really interesting because, one, he's a 5-year guy. 2, maybe even more so than him being a 5-year guy, because we have a bunch of those. We got 6 and 7-year guys. He's a 5-year guy. There you go. Not only does this man know YouTube sketches, but he knows
he just did the thing. Yeah. I didn't know we were still doing that.
Age diversity. That's why we need it.
I told you we're gonna get there one way or another.
We're gonna make it there. But Nick played 5 years at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
That absolutely does not happen anymore.
I mean, it's a rarity in today's college football.
100%. So Nick Barrett. This wasn't necessarily part of the conversation, but as the year progressed, he had a really good year, and he's worked himself into draft consideration, correct?
Yeah. I mean, he coming off a 2025 season with 27 solo, 42 total tackles, 27 solo, 2 sacks. He scored a touchdown.
He did.
He did. That was fun.
We were together.
We were together for that.
There.
Yeah, we were together for that.
It was the vaunted Texas A&M game. I think, you know what? I think when Nick scored that touchdown, that is the moment when I ordered the garnet glasses.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I was like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I ordered those bulk garnet glasses, of which we have them all around the studio now.
Vibes were high. We were eating pizza.
Big boys were scoring.
It was nice. The big boys scored. Shane's going crazy into the locker room.
It was cool.
And then, and then the second half happened. But no, I mean, Nick truly, and he's actually a super nice guy. He's very reserved. Like he's kind of quiet, at least from what I knew when I was there for a short period of time. Pretty quiet guy, but he's head down business. Like he takes care of himself.
This is a long range pull, and this is not the worst thing to put on somebody. But I believe Nick is studying for seminary. I believe.
Wow.
Somewhere along, I think. Now it's again not the worst thing.
No,
that's not a bad thing to be mistaken for if that's your deal. But Nick 6'3", 315. He put up some of the numbers that you want to see, right? So this is kind of the golden spot for interior D lineman.
Right.
You got to get plus 300, which he got that. But here's the one where he missed just slightly. You would like to be plus 300 and 5 flat or lower in the 40. He ran a 5.1-ish. A little bit higher towards that end, which means he's still in the area. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to try and figure out is, does he have the athleticism to play at the next level? And that's going to be the big question for him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, in the way that for the most part, the defensive line position has changed over the years. And those guys are so incredibly quick now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, even the big guys, like we were talking about Dexter Lawrence earlier, he is so incredibly fast. Unbelievable, which I got a funny story about him when we get to him. But no, I mean, I think Nick is 100% capable, but it's also you're getting your first taste of playing with the dudes who are getting paid millions to be doing this, right? Like, and obviously college football's changed a lot. There's NIL and all that, but these are the guys that, like, you are with the best of the best. Even the practice squad guys are at the top of their game because at the end of the day, they're having to get the guys who are starting on Sundays ready for that week. Mm-hmm. So I think, after the season that he had and being so quiet, because he wasn't, he didn't start for 4 years. And he comes out this past season and really did put together an impressive season. He was somebody that, like, he got talked about coming into the season, but I don't think he was necessarily going to be your big impact on the defensive front.
So if you're a scout and you're looking at this, my first thing would be like, well, okay, he didn't start for 4 years. I don't love that because I want to have somebody who was able to be a starter.
Right.
But then if there was somebody else in the room who was absolutely in love with him, you would say, well, he didn't start for 4 years, but he played behind these guys.
Right.
And these guys are in the NFL right now. He played behind Boogie Huntley. He played behind Tonka. He played behind all these guys who are currently in the NFL. So I can see both sides of that argument because if I'm drafting somebody, I want them to have been a starter on their team. That's kind of like bare minimum. So him only starting 1 year, that's probably a potential negative. But the players he played behind were NFL guys.
Well, and again, though, for the 1 year that he does start, I think give a lot of credit where it's due because he was not a marquee name. He's not your Dylan Stewarts or your Brandon Ceesays or anybody like that on the defense where you're going, yeah, he's the name to watch on the Gamecocks defense. He made his own name this year.
Yeah, I mean, if you heard those numbers, he said, how many tackles did he?
He had 42 total.
That's a very high number for playing interior line.
Right.
For what he's asked to do within a defense, that's a pretty high number. I think it was 42, and you said how many solo tackles?
27. It's pretty good.
So that's a significant amount of production. So when you're thinking about production, that is something that people will be looking at. Okay, he was able to produce. And then this is where also you get the SEC stamp.
Mm-hmm.
You look and you say, all right, this guy did this in the most physical conference in college football.
Right.
His transition to the NFL wouldn't be as steep as maybe somebody with those same numbers coming from a different conference.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. And that's the biggest argument to make. But also, and I agree with you on the interior line conversation because the amount of times an interior lineman in any position in football, don't matter where you're at, is getting double teamed on a run blocking scheme. And like that it is not easy to be a defensive line anywhere. And for 42 total tackles and 27 solo, like that's like I know you just said it, but piggybacking off of it and really kind of taking the bigger picture here, that is a really, really good mark for somebody who, again, didn't start for 4 years of his college career.
Yeah, so right as of now, he's projected a late round guy. When you hear the phrase late round, that usually means 5, 6, 7 / undrafted free agent. We'll see how that goes. The point is, anybody within those rounds could take a liking to you, and you could get drafted anywhere as high as the 5th round. Or you might not get drafted. You end up going free agency. You make a team. There's a possibility that a lot of that is just being in the conversation. If you're in the conversation, you get on people's boards. You have an opportunity to do some things. If he goes free agency, he might join another Gamecock who went the free agent route. Another Gamecock went the free agent route, but he went pro in something else. When we come back, we will whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. It's the early game.
All my sports. The Game Network. 107.5 The Game in Columbia. 96.9 The Game in Charleston. 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. And 100.5 The Game in Florence.
We have a new way for you to call the AAA Heating and Air phone lines. Just dial pound 250, and when prompted, punch in the keywords, the game. And that's it. Again, pound 250 with the keywords, the game.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The John Harbaugh era in New York is off to a really great start. They traded Dexter Lawrence to the Bengals for the 10th overall pick. This is less than a week after Lawrence didn't want to be in New York anymore. The Giants now have 2 picks in the top 10. This is exactly how you build a roster. This kind of maneuvering should be taught in classes across the country. Now the Giants just have to nail the picks. A little easier said than done. I'm Denton Day.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I left the pizza box on top of my car before driving home. Not smart. Oh, and a semi just turned my deep dish into a thin crust.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You know that Chick-fil-A sells more than chicken, right?
Hello, my name is Jaleesa, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is how it's all of my favorite breakfast items in one good bite. That fluffy egg, that melty cheese with that perfectly grilled sausage. It just gives you that warmth, that comfort food that you love. It is the best possible option for a classic breakfast.
Comfort is calling. Order a Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange juice on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
This is the highlight of my morning. Hey, what's up? It's Island.
And I'm Josh.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit is that it's our go-to morning comfort.
And you've got that nice golden fluffy egg
with a soft, flaky biscuit,
crispy bacon,
melty cheese.
You want something quick, you want something convenient, but most of all, you want something good.
There's no better way to start your morning.
There we go.
Start off the morning with a Chick-fil-A bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit with Simply Orange juice. Order on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop Spring Black Friday savings and get up to 40% off, plus up to $500 off select appliances from top brands like Samsung. Get a fridge with 0 clearance hinges, so the doors open fully even in tighter spaces in your kitchen. And laundry that saves you time, like an all-in-one washer dryer that can run a full load in just 68 minutes. Shop Spring Black Friday savings, plus get free delivery on appliance purchases of $998 or more at the Home Depot. Offer valid April 9th through April 29th, U.S. only. See store online for details.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The Early Game. With former Gamecocks Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen. On the Game Network, 107.5 Game app, and the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Sing it with them. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. That's right, folks. Columbia, South Carolina, you have birthed a champion. Trick Williams.
We have another type of championship that Columbia can claim.
We can claim some championships. Light up the capstone. It's done. Our boy Trick Williams, Matt Trick Williams, Columbia native, Keenan alum, has gone out and has rose through the ranks of WWE, and his first WrestleMania, the company, because these matches are predetermined, the company has seen enough in him to put him over. I think this is the phrase, is that we use in the business, correct?
Yeah.
He's gotten put over, and he becomes the WWE United States champion. Now, when I was looking at this, first off, congratulations.
Yeah.
Second, how cool.
Yes.
Third, United States champion. This is one of the things that I love about wrestling, is because you have these several different belts, like the United States champion.
Yep.
I believe we used to have the Intercontinental champion. That was my guy. Bret Hart used to win that consistently. The Excellence of Execution was the Intercontinental champion. And so it's not the world champion. And also, Kale, you may be able to help me with this. I found out we had 2 world championship belts now. What's the undisputed belt? And
last time I had heard, there was the WWE championship, and then there was the Universal championship.
Yeah.
Is the Universal championship still around? Is it still around?
I think that's the big one now.
Okay.
I think the Universal is like the big one.
That Cody Rhodes?
I think so.
Yeah, the Universal is what the WWE title used to be, and now the WWE title is like what the World Heavyweight Championship was.
Wrestling's one of those things where you gotta kind of just dip your toe in it just to figure out what's going on, because you might go away and then you come back and things have changed.
By the way, Preston, I love the term that you used, predetermined, because yes, that is predetermined. But when people talk about, oh, it's fake, I don't really think that's true. I don't think it's fake. I mean, the punching and the kicking is fake, yes, but it's really hard to fake falling off a ladder.
Yeah, it's predetermined. I heard a quote from this weekend, and it was the Undertaker, and he was saying, "Yeah, tell these 20 surgeries that I had how fake this is."
It's
right?
predetermined, but you still put your body on the line in every match.
Stone Cold can't turn his neck.
Yep.
Obviously for those reasons.
John Cena can't walk with a straight posture.
Yeah, for sure. So these dudes, and the thing is about them, and this is where Matt is rising up the ranks because of his athleticism. He's able to do these things. His finishing move is called the trick shot.
Yeah.
And it's basically a flying knee, which is outrageous.
And the way he hit it too when he won the U.S. Championship, like he had just gotten thrown into the corner. He had like gotten hit into the corner. He gets up and then just smacks Sami Zayn with a flying knee.
Well, here's the thing. Sami Zayn, I was reading the name. I was like, I don't know if I can pronounce that name because I hadn't heard it. Let's hear this. This is going to be clip number 9. This is Trick Williams winning the belt.
Zayn measuring his man across the ring. Trick shot! Trick shot! Come out of nowhere! Trick Williams wins the United States title!
Here is your winner, and new United States champion, Trick Williams!
The emotion exploding within Trick Williams.
Michael Cole, man.
Super cool for our guy Trick. Again, Gamecock, his story is really interesting. If you haven't heard his story, he walks on South Carolina. He goes to school at Hampton first, transfers. Back in those days when he transferred, he had to sit out a year. He sits out a year, walks on the Gamecocks, becomes a Gamecock, makes it into the rotation, signs as a free agent with the Philadelphia Eagles, gets cut, goes the wrestling route, toils through the development phase of wrestling. I can't even say toils. He kind of rises through it pretty quickly, and by pretty quickly, I mean like 6 years, right? It's kind of the thing how this works. Rises up the ranks, and he's in the big time now.
Well, and from everything I've heard, because listen, I was a big wrestling kid.
Okay.
DX, those were my guys.
Gotcha. Nice. Nice. Was not cool. How old were you when DX was going on?
Probably like 7 or 8.
Not advised for you to be doing
No, my brother got in trouble for that in school.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, and then I did.
You can't do that in school.
You're not allowed to do that. Not allowed to do that.
Can't do that. Probably can't do that. Well, we're on YouTube. I guess we can do it on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen questionable things on the YouTube stream. Let's not forget Elijah did the 3 pumps.
I just saw you do
Let's not forget about the pumps.
Preston, I just saw you do the DX motion. I might have to make a GIF out of that.
But no, apparently he's really good at cutting promos, and that's like something that like back in the day when promos weren't everything, but when you were doing promos, you could really cut them. Like that's how you knew you were a main eventer, and like Trick really knows how to cut a promo.
Well, that's the thing that's really you talk about development all the time. He always had the athleticism, and if you know, I hate to break the fourth wall, but if you know Matt, this is absolutely a character because he's very far away from who this is, who he is as a person. But he's growing into it, and his ability to cut promos is the thing that's really helped him get over the top. So shout out to Trick Williams, Matt Belton, Keenan stand up, Columbia stand up. Your own has a U.S. belt. When we come back, we're gonna go from whooping that Trick to Sexy Dexy, and fellas, we're gonna do a little dancing here. Because Sexy Dexy is my guy. There you go, Nick. You know how to do it. We'll come back. We'll talk about the biggest trade that happened in the NFL. Sexy Dexy going to the Bengals. Let's talk about it. Early game. Coming back.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at HerndonChevy.com.
Preston here for our friends at Absolute Glass, the premier glass company of the Midlands, offering auto, business, and home glass repair. So if your glass is damaged, shattered, cracked, or broken, they can handle the job. If it's a cracked windshield, that's no problem. They'll come out to your location and they'll replace it for you, usually for free, and they'll work directly with your insurance to take away the headache. That's right. They'll come out to wherever you are, school, home, work, it does not matter. Absolute Glass will come out to you and take care of the job for you. Now, if you're at home, you're looking to increase the value of your home, Absolute Glass can take care of that for you too. Windows, mirrors, shower enclosures. We say it all the time. If you can see through it, Ray and Marianne at Absolute Glass can do it. So check them out online at AbsoluteGlassInc.com. That's online at AbsoluteGlassInc.com.
Sponsored by Castle Brothers Home Services. CastleBros.com.
Replacing your HVAC system doesn't have to be an emergency. Plan now, pay less later. For a limited time, get $1,500 off a new home comfort system, plus a free 2-year Comfort Club maintenance membership. Visit CastleBros.com. Email hijacking and ransomware are on the rise, and they're targeting your business. Once your data is out there, there's no fix, no reset. Do you know where your business is vulnerable right now? Find out with a cybersecurity audit from IntelliSystems. IntelliSystems is one of the few firms worldwide that's GTIA Cybersecurity Trust Mark assured, meaning the highest global standards. They find gaps before criminals do. Schedule your audit now. IntelliSystems.com.
Some things are meant to be together. Perfect pairs. The combos we all know and love. Like beaches and sand in your toes. A good book in the park. Or sleepy mornings and Mickey D's. It's undeniable. My personal favorite pair to help me start the day? The toasty $2.69 sausage McMuffin with egg paired with a $2 any size iced coffee. With 20 grams of protein in one sandwich and bold coffee to power my day, there's no doubt I'd call it the perfect McDonald's match. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Join the Lexington Health Foundation on Friday, May 1st at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center for the McDaniels Gala. Dress your black tie best and enjoy delicious food, open bars with signature cocktails, specialty tasting rooms, exciting auctions, fun photos, and more. Proceeds benefit the McDaniels Pucci Cancer Fund to support patients and families at Lexington Health Cancer Center from diagnosis to survivorship. Purchase your tickets today at lexhealth.com/McDaniels Gala. Hate paying for streaming? Well, the 107.5 The Game app is free. Yes, free. Just download the 107.5 The Game app. It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
This is Cale Wilson with another traffic report. No new accidents to report at this 7 o'clock hour. Got our accident in West Columbia and Lexington County. Still with the right lane blocked on I-26 eastbound after Airport Boulevard and exit 113. And then we've got our long-term road construction in Richland, Horry, and Lexington County. The Atlanta Braves completed a sweep over the Philadelphia Phillies last night. Big time win for the Braves as they won their final game 4-2.
Your home for the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game. WNKT Eastover, Columbia. A Cumulus media station. The Early Game. With former Gamecock Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen on the Game Network, 107.5 Game app, and the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Get it sexy, get it sexy. Get it sexy, get it sexy.
That's right. I told you. We may never be here again. This might be our last show together, fellas, but we're going to do it as hard as we can for as long as we can because the early game is back. Preston Thorne and Nick Harvey Kale Wilson. And that was the sultry sounds of Sexy Red. Why will we be playing Sexy Red at 7 o'clock in the morning?
Is Sexy Red your guilty pleasure?
No, I can't say that. I can't say that. I'm not a fan at all. But in this context, for our guy, and I said our, Sexy Dexy, Dexter Lawrence, the biggest trade in the NFL happened this weekend, quickly.
Yeah.
He's been disgruntled with the Giants. You know what? Let me start with this, because Kelly said something in the break, and I wanted to make sure I had to say this on air. Because I am a Gamecock through and through, I bleed garnet and black. That is my squad. Sometimes
you played there.
Yeah, that's true. Mainly because I played there. Sometimes you have to unjustly hate on players that you don't want to.
Yep.
And because I'm a loyal fella, and because I don't cheer for the orange and purple, that's not my thing. But sometimes I look over there and I'm like, oh, I like that guy a lot.
Yeah.
I like that guy a lot.
Yep.
They've had a couple of them over the time. But Dexter Lawrence is at the very tippy top of like, man, I wish he was wearing garnet and black. That guy is so good. Look at him.
So it's funny that you say that. So I had a couple friends that played at Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
And my philosophy is I would always tell them, I would, like, if they play, let's say they played DB, I would say, I hope you lead the ACC in pass deflections, interceptions.
I can understand
and
that.
I hope you win all of your matchups. But I hope every other DB gets burnt to a crisp and you lose.
I can get
and you
with
go
that.
0-12, but you get drafted
I get
in the
with
first
that.
round.
And again, personal relationships always supersede everything else, so I'm cool with that. I don't know these people. I just watch Dexter Lawrence play ball, and I'm like, oh, God, look at that. That gets me hot under the collar when I see him play. Because if you didn't know, it's the Big Boy Show here. It's Preston Thorne, Nick Harvey, Trench Talk. And it just so happened that a zero technique, we don't make these very much, a zero technique is the focus of maybe the biggest trade of the NFL offseason.
Yep.
Dexter Lawrence gets traded from the New York Giants. He was disgruntled. Gets traded from the New York Giants to the Cincinnati Bengals for a number 10 pick. One more time. Dexter Lawrence, a zero-technique nose guard, gets traded from the New York Giants to the Cincinnati Bengals for a number 10 pick. On the surface, people would probably, maybe rightfully be like, what?
The value of Sexy Dexy.
But then you have to look into the value of Sexy Dexy. Can we hear that song one more time, please? Because it's only appropriate if you have the soundtrack playing. Sexy Dexy, first of all, has the best sack dance. And if you don't know how to do a sack dance, you got to get in a wide stance, get low to the ground, and just move your arms around. And it only works because, as Dane Brugler said, it's pretty sloppy in the midsection.
That thing get moving, man.
He gets that midsection moving, and he gets the arms sort of going around, and it's just such a sight to behold. But he is so good.
He is, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about it during the break. Like, I went to a Clemson football camp in 2016. It was my freshman year, going into my freshman year of high school. He was a freshman, but every single time we did a drill, they would have them show us how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They'd give us the first example. And, man, seeing those dudes punch the pads like they did, because, I mean, you got to think that was the beginning of Christian Wilkins, and KJ Henry was there, Xavier Thomas. Like, those dudes,
they were crazy, man.
Unbelievable. I mean, absolutely unbelievable.
It's kind of it's no doubt why they were that good.
Cleveland Farrell, yeah, I mean, it was absolutely unbelievable to watch up close and personal. I mean, and again, Dexter was a freshman that year, and let me tell you, I had a lot of fun at that camp, but I did not probably hydrate as well as I could have that week, because those dudes would beat us to the cooler and be like, y'all gotta wait your turn. I don't know what you think you're doing. Like, no, y'all ain't going first.
This is a genuine question. I haven't heard or seen anything about Christian Wilkins since he got released from the Raiders. Is he on another team now?
That would be a long segment. He is not on a squad right now. There's a lot of questions around him, his activities, his locker room shenanigans. A lot of questions around that. That being said, he was rehabbing an injury before he got cut, but as of now, he is not on the roster. Okay. We can come back to that later.
I wasn't trying to go deep into it. I was just curious.
Well, it is a question worth asking. But Yeah, Sexy Dexy is that good at playing this position, and typically you don't see this position paid a lot of attention to. So the first thing I want to talk about with Sexy Dexy, he's listed at 6'4", 315. He's not 6'4", meaning he's not 6'4", he's not that tall, and he definitely ain't 315. He might have been 315 that time when you saw him as a freshman, but when you see him start, you're like, oh, that guy's like there's no way he's 315.
No.
It's impossible. All right? That's the first thing. But the second thing, I'm going to read a statistic because I saw this last week, and this is pretty wild. This is Dexter Lawrence pressures when aligned at nose tackle. Nose tackle is when he's head up against the center, a zero technique. Tough position to play. So since 2022, Dexter Lawrence has 108 pressures lined up at nose guard.
That's
108
phenomenal.
pressures since 2022. 108 pressures. That by itself, even if you don't know anything, you're like, man, that dude's putting in work. But here's where it gets real crazy. Because the next person is Vita Vea. Ever heard of him?
Yeah.
He's been in the league
Once or
for
twice.
a long time.
Next person is Vita Vea at 32.
Jesus.
Dexter Lawrence has 108 pressures at nose guard. The next person since 2022 is Vita Vea, and he has 32 of them. He has nearly 70 more pressures than somebody who probably could be considered Hall of Fame level type of player.
Normally, when you're a nose guard, you just view that assignment as like, okay, take up 1 or 2 blocks, take up 2 linemen if I can.
Mm-hmm.
But you're normally saying, yeah, take up 2 blocks to free some space for other guys to get pressures. Sexy Dexy goes, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna do it myself. I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach. Cheese.
He does.
That is, if I'm any, like, because coming from the offensive line perspective, when you hear that number, like, nah, no, that's okay. Like, oh, coach, you want me to line up against him? Nah, probably not. I think I'm okay without it, actually. Because, like, that's horrifying for an offensive line to hear. Like, or to even like, I don't know. I just, you hear that, that's disgusting.
It is.
In a good way. Like, that's gross that he has that many pressures.
It's tough. I'm gonna play another statistic. Kale, play the music one more time.
The
theme music, number 11.
Gotcha.
Get it sexy. Because not only does he have that many pressures, but Sexy Dexy was double teamed 2 times more than the next available nose guard. Quantifiably 2 times more. Not only was he double timed 2 times more, but he faced more double teams than anybody since 2022, every single year. You know who really wins from this? Sexy Dexy going to Cincinnati Bengals, because we're always trying to make everything local. Demetrius Knight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Would you like to explain why Demetrius Knight wins?
Well, because Demetrius Knight is a Cincinnati Bengal, and he's also a linebacker, and now he's playing with one of the, if not currently the best interior defensive lineman in the league.
Yep.
I mean, unreal.
I'm going to call it now, if they remain teammates for the whole NFL season, that they're going to make a bet on the Carolina-Clemson game, and the loser has to wear the other team's jersey.
Ooh, that might be a good one.
I've seen a lot of people do it, but especially when rivals are teammates on NFL teams.
You know what I really want to see? Not just them wear the other team's jersey. I want to see Sexy Dexy wear Demetrius Knight's jersey. Because I don't know if he can do it. I don't think he can do it. Again, Sexy Dexy listed at 6'4", 315. He's not 6'4". He's not 6'4", and he definitely ain't 315. He passed 315. He's on. The scale was going somewhere, and they just stopped it at 315. He's like, yeah, stop it there. You ever remember? Do you remember getting on the scale? I don't know if they might have stopped this with the younger, softer generation, but there was a time when we had to get in elementary school, and you would just get up in front of everybody, and they would have the scale, and the gym teacher would just hit that.
Start moving the big block down.
And he would hit the big one, and he'd be like, oh no. And he hits the big number, and he just has to, like, tick, tick.
You ever seen the movie Heavyweights? The old Disney movie? Get on the scale, Gerald. Get off the scale. That's what the first thing that popped into my head just now.
It was real life, man. It was so terrifying. You get on that scale, and that thing, as soon as I step on it, boom, and you're like, oh, boy. Then he has to move it over. He moves the big block. He moves the big block again, and he's looking up like, come on, dog. You know what this is supposed to be from the beginning. You knew I wasn't going to be able to do that. Then they start tick, 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 tick. And I'm like, Preston Thorne. 3rd grade, 145 pounds. You're like, come on, dog. Don't put me out like that, man. But anyway, Sexy Dexy is really good.
Yeah.
Conversations are abound about who won this trade, and I don't know. And maybe that's a good thing. What do you think?
I completely agree with you. I mean, the Giants are one of those teams where it's like, you know, they might win a handful of games. The Bengals have been up and down the past few seasons. The draft pick is going to come in big for the Giants, but at the same time, like, New York can draft whoever they want. They might win 7-8 games. I mean, I don't know. I think this could come back to bite the Giants because they just traded the best interior offensive lineman in the league.
That's a great correction. Not their best.
Yeah,
the best. Yeah, that's a great correction.
And I don't know. I mean, obviously, draft stock is so important, but I also feel like the NFL doesn't love this draft class. Like, as a whole, the league is not super in love with the class they've got coming in for this season. Like, there's some names who stick out, but, like, if you ask me right now who's going to be the big difference maker out of this class, I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't see any one name that it's like, oh, yeah, they're going first. Like, Fernando Mendoza's going to go first to the Raiders, and it's like, okay, cool. But it's still the Raiders, and it's just another year where a quarterback gets taken early, doesn't get time to develop, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and here's my thing as far from the Giants are concerned, because as being a GM, all right, if you have a disgruntled wide receiver,
yep,
he's probably gonna like mess up the locker room, and he's gonna do diva receiver type of things. It's not gonna be the case with a big man when he's disgruntled, but the big man ain't playing with no effort.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. When a big man disgruntled, he's not going to be playing hard because it takes a lot to get that engine running. And if he don't feel like it, he's just not doing it. And some people would say that, his numbers dropped off dramatically last year. He had 9 sacks at nose guard in 2024. 9 sacks at nose guard. Last year he had 0.5 sacks.
Yeah.
And to me, all that indicates is like, Sexy Dexy wasn't feeling it.
No, I mean, he had his lowest total tackle number, too, yeah. And it's true, yeah, he's probably taking those practice reps. We talked about this a couple weeks ago where there's a mutual agreement and you're like, hey, no, we're both tired. I know you're tired. I can hear you huffing and puffing over there. We're not doing this right now.
Yeah, and that's sort of the big thing. But my final stance on this is essentially if you're the Giants and you have the number 10 pick, or say if you're the Bengals and you have the number 10 pick, because that's who had it. They traded it to the Giants.
Right.
Do you think you're going to draft anybody better than Dexter Lawrence?
No.
You're not.
Mm-mm.
And I think that would sort of be my governing philosophy as I went through the draft. It's like, hey, does this draft have somebody better than this? I don't think so.
No, and that to me solidifies it, right? Like that's your winner of the trade right there.
I think so, yeah. And when you put it like that to me, especially with the Bengals having struggled so much on defense. They lost Trey Henderson. They've struggled on defense. It's been something that they needed to get talked about. We will come back because the big boys are in charge today, so we will be having some little bit more trench talk. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But when we come back, it's time for our morning meeting, and we're going to report live from the fringes of sport. There may be some things that you didn't catch up on, maybe some pop culture things that you need to talk about. We will have that discussion when we come back. This is the early game.
Wow, what a play. The Game Network. Columbia, Charleston, Florence, and Myrtle Beach.
Since that win at Clemson by the Gamecocks, things haven't gone well. And when things don't go well, it's time to look back on the days when things were well. Yeah, let's spin back to the good old days on the Game Network.
Line drive, right field, base hit. South Carolina wins the College World Series.
Sellers in the pocket. Up in the pocket, gonna run inside the 20, 10,
Lenore Sellers going left side. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown. Touchdown, Lenore Sellers. From 20 yards out, the Gamecocks take the lead in Death Valley.
Now that's some good feels right there. From 107.5 The Game and The Game Network. Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at herndonchevy.com.
Preston here for our friends at Absolute Glass, the premier glass company of the Midlands, offering auto, home, and business glass repair. If your glass is damaged, shattered, cracked, or broken, they can handle the job. If it's a cracked windshield, no problem. They'll come out to your location and they'll replace it for you, usually for free, and they'll work directly with the insurance to take away the headache. That's right. They'll come out to wherever you are. School, home, work, it does not matter. Absolute Glass will come out to you, take care of the job for you. Now, if you're at home, you're looking to increase the value of your home, you can do that with new windows and mirrors, and Absolute Glass will take care of that for you too. Windows, mirrors, shower enclosures. I say it all the time. If you can see through it, Ray and Marianne at Absolute Glass can do it. So check them out online at AbsoluteGlassInc.com. That's online at AbsoluteGlassInc.com.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/music. ethos.com/music. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This is Larry Leitner, owner and founder of Midstate Roofing, and for nearly 30 years, we've continued to be the proven leader in the roofing and waterproofing industry. Midstate Roofing's proven history is your assurance that our professionals at Midstate Roofing will provide the proper advice, service, and results to the needs of your facility in a manner both safe and pleasing to your operation. From high-rise to hospitals, manufacturing to industrial, Midstate Roofing designs and installs bonded systems with a protective guarantee that will keep your operation dry and running long into the future. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And this is Blake Leitner, reminding you to protect that roof with a maintenance contract. Call me today at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. That's midstateroofing.com.
You'll speak to an on-call technician after hours or a Midstate Roofing staff member during hours at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. And as always, tell them Midstate Twins.
If you have a leak, let Midstate Roofing take a peek.
Hendrick.
Why shop for a Chevy or GMC the way you always have? Shop the nation's #1 dealer group, Hendrick Chevrolet and Hendrick GMC. Buy now, but make no payments for 3 months. Experience the Hendrick difference.
With approved credit, see dealer for details. Email hijacking and ransomware are on the rise, and they're targeting your business. Once your data is out there, there's no fix, no reset. Do you know where your business is vulnerable right now? Find out with a cybersecurity audit from IntelliSystems. IntelliSystems is one of the few firms worldwide that's GTIA Cybersecurity Trustmark Assured, meaning the highest global standards. They find gaps before criminals do. Schedule your audit now. IntelliSystems.com.
Want to unlock the power of athlete marketing to grow your business? Garnet Trust has recently launched a business membership program, making it easier than ever for your business to work directly with a USC student athlete. Visit garnettrust.com today or call 803-250-1765 to see your business boom.
It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
This is Cale Wilson with a traffic report that accident in West Columbia and Lexington. The lanes are not blocked anymore, still being cleaned up on I-26 eastbound on Airport Boulevard and exit 113. And then we've got our long-term road construction still in Richland, Horry, and Lexington County. Some big games for the Southeast in pro sports today as the Braves kick off a series against the Washington Nationals tonight. And the Carolina Hurricanes in NHL play their second game against the Ottawa Senators. Canes lead the series 1-0.
The early game with former Gamecock Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen on the Game Network, 107.5 Game app, and the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Welcome back into the early game. 7:15, you know what time it is. It's 7:21. What we know what time it is, that's usually when we have our morning meeting. Let's take roll real quick. Elijah. Jen.
Bueller.
Elijah. Jen. Nick.
Hey. Right here.
Kale.
Hey.
All right, let's go. Let's get the morning meeting going.
Good morning. Good morning. Repeat after me. Today will be an awesome day.
Yes.
Let's go.
Good morning, great today. Today will be an awesome day. Good morning, great today. Today will be an awesome day.
All right, y'all, for the morning meeting today, we're going to gather up some sports from around the fringes of sports. So, obviously, we like to talk about the big sports here with football, basketball, baseball. Some things catch our attention, but over the weekend, there was a lot of things going on what I would say the fringe or the periphery. And what I mean by that is that there are obviously people who are really into these things, but you may not be You may not be into these things. But what I always think is important is that we all are aware of what's happening. You don't have to be into it, but you need to be aware of what's happening. So let's start off with Nick. You got some reports coming live from Hilton Head, sir.
Yeah, Harbortown, the RBC Heritage, Matt Fitzpatrick wins his second title at Harbortown. Just a really unbelievable performance. There were ups and downs, but he got off to a really early lead. He came into Saturday, I think 14 under. Had some up and downs, ends up, getting comfortable again. But Scotty Scheffler, you can never count him out. Mm-hmm. They end up, I think it was going into a playoff yesterday. And, the big thing about this, Preston, to me was there's a lot of fans there. We're in Hilton Head. Mm-hmm. It's an American versus someone from Europe. And there were USA chants. There were people, trying to give Fitzpatrick a hard time. This is a guy who used to vacation in Harbortown every year. It's his favorite course to play. He said that when he won yesterday. And there's a big debate going on about, golf is an etiquette sport. You don't boo people. You don't start USA chants. It's not the Ryder Cup. The Ryder Cup's when people get a little more rowdy. But then again, Fitzpatrick goes into his post-round interview and says, I loved it. They weren't getting in the way of my swing or anything like that. They weren't affecting me beforehand. He said, but also, you can't beat it when all these things are happening and you still win.
Yeah.
And so, I'm very indifferent on this whole subject matter because obviously, look, I'm a hockey fan at the end of the day. And when the U.S. won gold in Milan last month or 2 months ago now, whatever it was, I was going crazy. I was chanting USA through the streets of Columbia like nobody's business on a Sunday afternoon. Mm-hmm. But I also play golf. I played golf in high school. It's one of the quietest sports I've ever played.
Right.
People don't do that. So I don't know. I'm just indifferent on it. But congrats to Matt Fitzpatrick. Really, really impressive performance again at Harvard.
Yeah, I guess and again, I'm not an expert take at all. My thing is, what I've observed from golf is that you sort of cheer for the player against the course. And so I don't know how this works out when you start to pick a favorite.
Right.
And the crowd sort of gathers behind. Also, the Hilton Head slippery slope warning. I don't know if we want to go towards waste management, but it's growing.
Yeah.
in
a lot more people this year.
It's growing in fervor. I just keep giving these warnings like, hey, it's all good. You want people exposed. It's a great course. Obviously, people are coming into the state. It's really cool. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful because there's always like a tipping point where people don't necessarily start coming for the golf and they start coming for the shenanigans.
The festivities.
And that's cool too, but just understand where you are. That being said, appreciate that. Kale, you want to report live from the fringes for something else? What would you got?
Yes, so a couple things to report. A couple from the pro sports world before I get into WrestleMania results. The Atlanta Braves swept their series against the rival Philadelphia Phillies. I know
big time.
Everyone around here is really a Braves fan when it comes to MLB. They're the closest team, so everyone's glad to hear that.
Yep.
And I kind of going off of what Nick said earlier, I know not everyone around here watches hockey, but normally if someone were to pick a hockey team, it would be the closest team, which would be the Carolina Hurricanes. And they won their first game over the Ottawa Senators 2-0. They have their second game tonight. So good to see the local teams, I guess, performing well. And then WrestleMania, a couple big-time results to report on Saturday. Cody Rhodes defends the undisputed WWE Championship, retains it against Randy Orton.
The undisputed championship.
That's what they call it now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the big one.
What a mask he had on.
Yeah. That was sick.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
Was that like a homage to Goldust?
I don't know. I think that's like his, because like he used to have like an American flag type.
Because he's
mask.
American Nightmare.
He's the American
right?
Nightmare. Yeah.
I like that guy.
Randy Orton brought back the punt for that match. By the way.
All right.
By the way,
that's crazy.
Did you see what happened at the end of that match? Did you see Cody's face?
No.
So I think they botched it.
It was like super bloody?
Well, I think he accidentally hit him in the eye when he kicked.
Gotcha.
His eye was swollen shut.
Nice.
And he was actually bleeding.
Nice. Predetermined.
He has the wildest injuries.
It was actually so bad that Randy broke character to check on him.
Oh, come on, man. Stay in it.
That and then a couple others on Sunday. We had Brock Lesnar fell to a wrestler named Obafemi, who's newer. Elijah will love this. He was a track and field athlete at Middle Tennessee State, Obafemi, and then he transferred to Alabama.
What?
He was the first NIL athlete to perform in a WrestleMania match.
We have to report this live to our boy.
Back to that one.
But here's the crazy thing. He pinned Brock Lesnar. He walks out. Brock Lesnar sits in the ring, takes his gloves off, sets him in the mat, unlaces his boots, leaves him in the mat, walks off the ring, walks down the ramp, up it, and says, "Thank you. I appreciate it."
Nice.
And everyone's chanting, "Thank you, Brock." Everyone's speculating that Brock Lesnar, that was his last match. And if it was, that guy's been in the industry for a really long time. And what an amazing athlete. I mean, he won a wrestling championship at Minnesota in 2000. He won a WWE title 10 times. He was a UFC heavyweight title one time. And without even playing college football, he played a little bit in the NFL for the Minnesota Vikings.
And he was serviceable.
Yeah.
Which is a very high compliment.
Exactly.
Somebody who never played before.
Exactly.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar is one of the greatest athletes this country's ever produced.
Of course. Yep. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that. And then finally, the other one, there was a match for the WWE Championship last night, and there is somebody that we need to acknowledge. Roman Reigns defeats CM Punk for the WWE Championship. Now, Preston Thorne,
the other WWE Championship, because they.
Can you tell me where Roman Reigns played college football?
I can.
Can you tell me what position he played?
Maybe.
Let's see if you can do it.
Ramblin' Wreck, defensive end.
Yes. And he was good too.
Nice.
He was pretty good. He won all ACC awards, and I think one of his seasons he had 6.5 sacks or around that number.
You know, they were doing the car wash. He was going over all the stuff, and he said the coolest thing I think I've ever heard somebody say on TV. He said, "I'm a wrestler, but they play me like I throw a football."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, I got you, sir. I understand what you're saying." So live from the fringes, we had golf, we had wrestling, and last but not least, we had the Biebs at Coachella for the second weekend in a row. The man crushes it, kills it, brings Billie Eilish on stage. She cries because she's been in love with Bieber her whole life. What a moment. We will come back, have more discussion, but that was your reports live from the Fringes. When we come back, it's me and Nick. Big boy talk. How to run, how to split, how to do a double team. It's the early game.
All my sports. The Game Network. 107.5 The Game in Columbia. 96.9 The Game in Charleston. 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. And 100.5 The Game in Florence.
We have a new way for you to call the AAA Heating and Air phone lines. Just dial pound 250, and when prompted, punch in the keywords, the game. And that's it. Again, pound 250 with the keywords, the game.
Pressing it for our friends at Integrated Media. Listen, this weekend you could have been watching any of those sports live from the Fringes with the folks from Integrated Media. You could have been watching golf. You could have been watching WrestleMania. You could have been watching the UFL and Gucci Mane perform at halftime. I forgot about that. Could have been watching that, but you weren't. So you need to call the folks from Integrated Media so they can get you set up with everything that you need. Sonos speakers that are outdoor. Anything that you need, they can help you with. My favorite is the Wi-Fi that works indoors and outdoors, so you can have all your devices playing at the same time without having to worry about any lag time. You don't have to worry about your iPad lagging, your phone, your TV, your laptop. They can all work because the folks from Integrated Media can help you. So call Nathan and Michael at 803-948-8327. That's 803-948-8327. Or you can reach them online at integratedmediainc.com.
Sponsored by Castle Brothers Home Services. CastleBros.com.
Most HVAC system breakdowns don't happen at once. They start small, then fail when the peak weather hits. Fix it before it fails. Get a $59 AC system check, plus save 15% on same-day repairs. Visit CastleBros.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
1201 Main Street, Columbia.
This is Larry Leitner, owner and founder of Midstate Roofing. And for nearly 30 years, we've continued to be the proven leader in the roofing and waterproofing industry. Midstate Roofing's proven history is your assurance that our professionals at Midstate Roofing will provide the proper advice, service, and results to the needs of your facility in a manner both safe and pleasing to your operation. From high-rise to hospitals, manufacturing to industrial, Midstate Roofing designs and installs bonded systems with a protective guarantee that will keep your operation dry and running long into the future. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And this is Blake Leitner, reminding you to protect that roof with a maintenance contract. Call me today at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. That's midstateroofing.com.
You'll speak to an on-call technician after hours or a Midstate Roofing staff member during hours at 803-356-1919 or online at midstateroofing.com. And as always, tell them Midstate Twins.
If you have a leak, let Midstate Roofing take a peek.
Hendrick.
Why shop for a Chevy or GMC the way you always have? Shop the nation's #1 dealer group, Hendrick Chevrolet and Hendrick GMC. Buy now, but make no payments for 3 months. Experience the Hendrick difference.
With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Average Amy's. Our coffee has caffeine and our muffins are cooked.
You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Cumulus Digital outperforms industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Full Send Golf. You guys know how much I really love golf, and I think every week would be dope to post on the golf channel. I want to get a lot of guests on here.
Salim's going to take lead. I'm down to be in it. It's not really work to play golf.
Join the party on the golf course. I was like, let's go to the range. Oh. So what are we putting on it?
We said 10K, right?
10K?
All right. We probably bet more than all the other golf channels, right?
10K,
9 holes. Those guys bet for like cookies.
I feel like I'm going to shank it.
This guy's been trading like a Navy SEAL when it comes to golf.
I'm very excited. You excited?
Yeah.
Full Send Golf. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Everybody loves streaming till you have to pay for it. Just download the 107.5 The Game app and stream us for free. It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
This is Cale Wilson with a traffic update. Got our long-term road construction in Richland, Horry, and Lexington County, as always. Then we've got our accident in Lexington County in West Columbia, still being cleaned up on I-26 eastbound after Airport Boulevard and exit 113. And then a couple new accidents to report, one in Richland County in Columbia at I-77 southbound, approaching Decker Boulevard at exit 13. And then an accident in Richland County at Farrah Road, Highway 555 at Killian Road. The Braves kick off their 4-game series versus the Washington Nationals tonight at 7:15.
The Early Game. With former Gamecocks Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen. On the Game Network, 107.5 Game app, and the Game TV radio on YouTube.
All right, y'all. This is what all three of y'all have been waiting for. Trench Talk. Got my boy Nick Harvey in here, WIS, Cale Wilson producing. We don't have to worry about Elijah and all of his fancy pass plays and scoring points. This is when the big boys get to talk ball. So,
if we're not going to be passing the ball, do you know what that means what we're going to do?
What are we going to do? My guy. That's all we're going to do. Hit it one more time. One more time. This is all we're talking about, because you hear the coaches all the time talking about you got to run the ball and stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
Run the ball and stop the run. Well,
we're about to be like Army, Navy, and Air Force. Just here. Pound that into the ground.
14 personnel. We are running the ball as much as possible.
Meat package.
And one of the things, the meat package is here. And one of the big things about running the ball is you have to be able to properly execute some form of a double team. Now, can we get the theme music really quick, please, sir?
Get it sexy. Get it sexy. Get it sexy.
That's right. Sexy Dexy, the best lineman in the NFL. He's a zero technique. He gets double teamed 2 times as much as anybody else in the NFL, and he's still the best at his job. Now, when you say a double team, what does that mean, Nick?
So typically, it's going to be more than likely it's on an inside technique defensive lineman. It's going to be a guard center combo. Sometimes on an outside shoulder of a guard, you'll see a tackle and a guard blocking down. One of them, the primary goal is to try to. He saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them is primarily trying to shift that defensive lineman onto the other offensive lineman, so that way he's the lone person taking care of that guy while he climbs to the second level. That's pretty much the gist of a double team. Is you're ganging up on one guy and then trying to expand off of that, go to the second level, and give your running back a further lane to run.
Yeah, there's so many different layers to this. I mean, we could honestly have an hour's worth of this, because you get into double teams, combos. You throwing around phrases like the second level. The first level is the D lineman. The second level is the linebackers. And oftentimes you all are working a double team with your eyes at the same time, right?
Yep.
So from the defensive line perspective, I've always was taught, and the thing that I've always taught was that we have to take the attitude that there's no such thing as a double team, because it's just math. 300 and 300 is 600. My 300 against your 600 is probably not going to win unless you're my guy, Sexy Dexy. One more time. Hit it.
Get it sexy. Get it sexy.
I love that.
She's getting a show today.
If If you're on YouTube, you know what time it is. Tomorrow. I hope he's not listening because tomorrow for makeup work, Elijah will be forced to do. I'm probably not forced.
Why are you going to do it on a day I'm not?
He would volunteer.
He'll voluntarily do the sexy Dexy dance. But our guy Dexter is so good at playing a double team. And what that means is he doesn't cede ground. He's able to at least stay on the line. And sometimes he gains ground.
Right.
And so by being able to take up two guys at the same time, either he makes the play, which he does frequently, or he allows the linebacker to run across. And that's why we said this trade is so important for Demetrius Knight.
Right. Well, and from an offensive line standpoint, like it really is. I mean, depending on where that combo is going to come from, which, by the way, if you want a funny thing, offensive linemen, at least when I was in high school, we're obviously big boys. All of our combos, when we were going to combo somebody, we named them after fast food restaurants, depending on the gap that they were in. Bojangles, Cookout.
Oh, wait. Bojangles is B gap.
Yep.
Cookout is C gap.
Arby's.
Arby's.
What? Oh, good Lord. Why
Either
are we?
that or one of my buddies would literally just go, "We have the meats." And the dude on the other side of the ball had no idea what was going on.
Trench talk.
But truly, like, I mean, it's so important. If you're the guy helping on a double team, that chip block right off those first two steps is so important because your job, again, is initially to try to take that guy and put him in the lap of your buddy. And so that way he can take over and you can look for the next thing while he's steering him away. But at the end of the day, your primary focus is getting the guy off the line of scrimmage away from the ball carrier. If I can get a guy one-on-one with a linebacker, so be it. If I can't get to the second level, it is what it is. It's not what you want, but it's a primary focus is that your first and most important threat is the guy on the defensive line.
You know, you would see a lot of that last year with the offensive line who was not playing well. You would see them oftentimes either shooting up to the second level, going to block somebody. And here's the thing, like Charlie Strong used to say this all the time. As an athlete versus a non-athlete, a guard in space against a middle linebacker, good luck.
I can tell you from a first-hand account.
You don't want the problems,
nope,
right?
Sure don't.
So what we want to do is we want to be able to work up to him, get him in the wash.
Get him caught in the mess.
Get him caught in the mess, and then I can get my hands on him and do what I want to do there. So, but you have to secure the first level first.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that there were a lot of times last season where maybe we referenced the double teams would start but not get finished. Like it was a simple, he got a shoulder in and then climbed immediately to the second level. And we hadn't fully got that guy in the lap of the guard or the tackle or wherever the combo was coming from. So, yeah, it's crucially important that you win the line of scrimmage first, then you focus on what's next. And that's, you know, hopefully with the Gamecocks, we see it better translated next year. I mean, if anything, those drills that went so viral from Coach Clements a couple weeks ago have shown exactly what he's trying to teach them how to do.
Well, that was the second part of what you didn't see. He's working on that step, and all that step is doing is getting.
It's the first punch.
It's the first
to
punch.
Get him in that guy's control, and then immediately take up to the second level. Yeah,
that's what was happening. Yes, granted without context, it looked silly.
It does,
but when you put it all together, there was a method to that madness, and it makes a lot of sense. But being able to win double team blocks is essentially how offensive lines make their money. Right, and now we're talking about Dexter Lawrence, him being that stone in the middle of an offense. If he can force you to not get to the second level or even not being able to block him, that just causes so many problems for an offense.
You're right, and then again, it's going to benefit Demetrius Knight so much next season.
There should be nobody happier in the NFL than Demetrius Knight.
I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up by the end of the season being up there in the conversations with tackle leaders because of what he has in Dexter Lawrence now. I mean, it's going to be a force to be reckoned with from the first and second level for the Bengals.
Yeah, just being able to have that is always a good thing. Well, the goal of a double team is to put a defensive lineman on skates.
Yes.
Never want to be on skates. Skates usually mean you're going backwards.
It's fun.
Not fun. Bad spot.
From an O-line perspective, it's a lot of fun.
There's a split second in time where you're like, oh boy.
The second you lose traction on your cleats.
You're like, I'm sliding. You try to get your foot in the ground. You never want to be on skates as a D lineman. When we come back, since we have our guy Nick Harvey in studio and Kale, we're going to have a little hockey talk because I need to know what I'm looking at in the greatest tournament that sports has to offer, which is the NHL playoffs. We'll talk a little bit of NHL when we come back. This is the early game.
Wow, what a play. The Game Network. Columbia, Charleston, Florence, and Myrtle Beach. Gamecock fans, get ready for something new this season. Charleston now has a new station for Carolina sports talk. Dial in to 96.9 The Game on HD3. Head to 96.9 FM and on an HD radio, punch into HD Channel 3. You'll unleash live Carolina coverage you can listen to all day long. New on HD3. It's 96.9 The Game HD3, South Carolina's newest sports station.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Victor Wembanyama era of playoff basketball has arrived. Wemby was a force of nature in the postseason debut, dropping 35 points to lead the Spurs to a 111-98 victory over Portland. San Antonio's Phenom set a franchise record for points in a playoff debut, eclipsing Tim Duncan's mark of 32. Game 2 tomorrow night. I'm Drake Toll.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
You ever wonder why the same cold virus makes some people so sick and others not sick at all? Well, according to an interesting new study out of Yale School of Medicine, one key factor is how quickly the cells in their noses, called nasal cells, respond to the virus and contain it. It's called the interferon response, and it can vary for different people. Now, when that response gets inhibited, it can trigger a different reaction, which leads to excessive mucus production and inflammation. In other words, a cold that is a lot more miserable. Of course, there are other factors at play: your genetics, any underlying conditions, immunity from vaccinations or previous infections. If you are trying really hard not to get sick, high-quality masks, they can be very effective. Also, good old-fashioned hand washing, and remember not to touch your face. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Life matters. Planning is essential, and most of us keep an appointment book of some sort in order to remind us of important pending events we've carefully scheduled. Columnist Joni Yoder tells about a friend of hers who does it a little differently. He only records events after the fact. He takes time each evening to make a record of difficult accomplishments or things he did throughout the day that brought help or blessing into the life of someone else. His reasoning is that without God's enabling power, he can plan all day, but will accomplish little. So in his day timer, he finds that it's become a little diary of how he spends his day serving others. He begins each day with prayer and then keeps his eye open for opportunities. As you begin each day, ask God to enable you to make a difference in someone's life. This is Pastor Stephen Chitty from Christian Life Church on Bush River Road. Remember, friends, life matters, and so do you.
With former Gamecock Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen on the Game Network, 107.5 Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Welcome back into the early game. Preston Thorne, Nick Harvey, Cale Wilson. It's a ragtag crew, but we're going to hold it together. We got no quarterback. We have no offensive coordinator. But we got a game plan, and we're sticking to it. Big boy football.
And you know what that means we're doing?
We're going to run the ball because this is what we can do.
You
do what
right.
you can because you do what you can. You do what you must. That being said, we got a hockey expert in the building. the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs is traditionally known as the best tournament in sports. I would argue that both of these things really take up a different level. Both the NBA and the NHL really ascend in the playoffs. And if you don't watch them in the regular season, I get it, but you're missing out as far as hockey is concerned. That being said, I have some questions.
Yeah.
First and foremost, who's the best player playing in the tournament right now?
There are a couple names come to mind. Obviously, Connor McDavid is, without a doubt, always going to be somebody that's a lot of fun to watch. One of the fastest players on the ice, incredible goal scorer.
And he plays for
Edmonton, the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay.
Nathan McKinnon is a personal favorite. He was, I want to say he just won I think it's the Rocket Richard Trophy, which is the league's leading scorer. Had well over 30 goals this season. Also super fast. Some of the most impressive goal scorers I've ever seen are definitely those two.
All right. I don't understand much about hockey, but I'm here for the stories. What are some storylines that I need to be following?
One of the ones I really like, Minnesota versus Dallas, because the Minnesota North Stars used to exist years ago. They folded. The hockey state, their NHL team folded and went to Dallas.
Yeah.
Became the Dallas Stars. Then the Wild entered the conversation in the mid to early 2000s.
Okay.
There was a hatred between those two teams because all the Minnesota fans who lost the North Stars were seeing the Dallas Stars on a regular basis because they're in the Western Conference. So that rivalry kind of reignites itself. Obviously, you have the Battle of Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh versus Philadelphia, the Flyers and the Penguins. That's endless entertainment. It was a super chippy game one Saturday. A lot of fun to watch that one.
Sidney Crosby's still in the league?
He's still playing.
Still playing, okay.
Yep, he is still playing.
Sid the Kid, not much of a kid anymore.
Not much of a kid anymore.
All right, continue.
I like the Avalanche Kings series because Colorado won the President's Trophy. A President's Trophy means you won the regular season, you had the most points of any team in the league. A team hasn't won the Stanley Cup the same year that they won the President's Trophy since 2013. The curse is alive and well.
So what you're saying is you are the best team in the regular season, and nobody has gotten it done in over 15 years?
That's correct. It was the Chicago Blackhawks last.
13.
Yes. And the LA Kings, their first-round matchup, Anze Kopitar, the captain of the Kings, announced at the beginning of the season this would be his last. He's on his retirement tour. He's getting one final shot to go on a run. Just a very compelling Western Conference matchup. I really, really like that one. And what I didn't know I was going to enjoy so much was Vegas and Utah. Utah moved from Arizona to Utah last season.
Coyotes no longer exist.
No longer exist.
All right.
Wholly physical series. I was caught up watching some of that game last night, and there was, like, after every whistle, there was all 5 dudes from either team just hugging each other and getting physical. It was fun. A lot of fun.
Hugging each other and getting physical?
Yeah, they were punching, throwing punches. Sorry, I should have phrased that better. That's my fault.
I am in middle school.
But no, those are some of the ones I like. There are a lot of Western Conference series that are just very intriguing. But the biggest one last night, the Buffalo Sabres hosting their first playoff game and playing in the playoffs for the first time in over a decade. They got the Boston Bruins, a very historic franchise. Bruins are up 2-0. Like halfway through the third period. I think it was like around 6 minutes left to go in the third. Buffalo shows a sign of life. And that's all they needed.
Okay, now again, as if you've listened to the show at all, you know that I have a very limited range of hockey knowledge, and it's from 1994 to 1996 because of the game.
Yep.
Alexander McGillney doesn't play for them anymore, I would assume.
He does not. He is not on the roster anymore.
That's my guy. He was so fast.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Good.
They got some other stars now. They do. Tage Thompson's really good. But Buffalo comes surging back at the end. The crowd was quiet. They started out super loud. It died out real quick. And they scored 3 goals in 4 minutes and 34 seconds in the third period to come back and beat Boston towards the end of the game. It was really impressive.
Is a Stanley Cup, will that suffice for the long-suffering Buffalo fans? Will that
absolutely?
Will that help them? Because I kind of feel bad for them because they're such great fans. They deserve a champion.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, they've gotten used to the Bills being in the playoffs and not getting to the ultimate goal. The Sabres haven't been there in so long that I think if Buffalo were able to pull this off this year, that city would not know what to do with itself. They didn't know what to do with themselves before the game yesterday.
Do the hockey fans go through tables and set themselves on fire too?
I'll show you a video when we get to the break. They were outside with one of those boxing dummies, and there were dudes on roller skates pretending to fight it. They had a Bruins jersey on. Somebody comes in and tackles it. There's people just like wailing on it. Some dude pretended to be a dog and hike his leg on the Bruins family. It was just, they're unhinged in Buffalo right now. They don't know what to do. They haven't been here with the Sabres at least in a while. It's a lot of fun.
Last but not least, is there a bad guy that I should not like? Dislike strongly?
Any Canadian team.
I'm not a big Nikita Kucherov fan, if you want to pick that guy.
Who's he play for?
The Tampa Bay Lightning.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right, well, yeah, we'll roll with that. As long as Tampa loses in the first round. Sorry for all you Tampa fans. Canes are going to get to probably the Eastern Conference Final. I don't see them winning the cup.
Early game, Move It Studios, 3rd and Long, up next.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at herndonchevy.com.
At Lexington Brain and Spine Institute, we treat a full range of conditions, from back pain to spine injuries and brain tumors. Neurosurgery, pain management, physiatry, and physical therapy all working together. Visit lexingtonbrainandspine.com.
Sponsored by SC Education Lottery. Did you know that since 2002, over $9.4 billion in lottery proceeds have been appropriated to benefit educational causes in South Carolina, like scholarships, school buses, and technology initiatives? Playing for fun is a win for education. Visit sceducationlottery.com/educationwins for more information.
Plus tax and title with approved credit. Call 866-243-4623 for details. Holy cow! JT's Jeep Ram has new Grand Cherokees from $29,990. How about $5,000 more for your trade? 0% for 72 months. A 1,000,000-mile warranty on every new JT's vehicle. Even if your credit's a little cockeyed, JT will get you approved and save you money too. Drive a new Grand Cherokee for $29,990 with a 1,000,000-mile warranty. JT's Jeep Ram, 378 Lexington or Greystone Boulevard. Declaration of Deal Sales Event.
Hey, this is Ray and Nathan with Pope Davis Tire and Automotive.
Last year's Technician Bikini Car Wash was a huge success.
But, unfortunately, Grease Lightning and Piston Pete left us for jobs at the club.
Don't worry. If you are feeling hot, we can still cool you down.
By fixing your car's AC for 30% less than the dealership charges.
And we have an $80 rebate on any set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires until May 23rd.
Cool down online at PopeDavisTire.com.
At Average Alice Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Want to unlock the power of athlete marketing to grow your business? Garnet Trust has recently launched a business membership program, making it easier than ever for your business to work directly with a USC student athlete. Visit garnettrust.com today or call 803-250-1765 to see your business boom.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. Visit CordellCordell.com.
1201 Main Street, Columbia.
Everybody loves streaming till you have to pay for it. Just download the 107.5 The Game app and stream us for free. It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
Cale Wilson here, giving you guys a traffic report. Got a few to update with you guys. So, got our long-term road construction in Horry, Lexington, and Richland County. We've got an accident with the right lane blocked in Richland County on I-77 southbound, approaching exit 13 on Decker Boulevard. An accident in Alpine Road near Polo Road in Richland. An accident on Kaufman Road at Benson Road. An accident on Farrow Road at Highway 555 at Killian Road. A disabled vehicle at I-26 eastbound at Lake Murray Boulevard, exit 102. Accident reported at Summit Parkway at Ridge Trail Drive, and an accident reported on Two Notch Road at Alpine Road, all in Richland County. Coming up, it's the third and long hour with Nick Harvey, Preston Thorne, and Cale Wilson.
Your home for the Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game. WNKT Eastover, Columbia. A Cumulus media station. It is caught! The early game with former Gamecock Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen on the Game Network and streaming on the 107.5 The Game app.
Welcome back into the early game. Preston Thorne, Nick Harvey, Cale Wilson, Thomas, Randy. We got more people. We still don't have our quarterback and our offensive coordinator, but we're working it because, Cale, what do we do on this show?
Well, we're about to do this.
It's what we do. It's third and long. I know you think we're going to draw a play. We got behind the chains a little bit.
Got to catch the defense off guard. And
O-line coach, what you got for us right here?
46 power. Give me that pulling guard, man.
They'll never know it's coming.
No, until we get booed onto the sidelines when we punt on 4th and 7.
Well, hey, Cale, what would John Cena say?
John Cena would say.
Listen, man, that's all we got. You run what you got. You do what you have. You don't want to get in a situation where you don't. Lesson for offensive coordinators out there.
We got to bring John Cena back so he can relive his old college days and play center for us so we can.
That's what we're going to be doing. That being said, weekend happened. Big things happened over the weekend. There were things that happened. One big thing happened, so let's start with the good, the positive. Light up Capstone because the equestrian team has won. But they didn't just win. They won a natty. National championship for the equestrian team. Shout out to them. I know they compete out there in Blythewood, so I would always see the horses out there, and it's a really cool experience. If you've never been to watch them, to check that out, it's always a cool thing. I will not claim to be an equestrian expert. I do know there's like 2 different modes that you play in, that you compete in. I don't know whether they're called matches or I'm not. There's a lot that I'm not sure about, but it doesn't matter because we all love a winner. And so if we're winning, you can count me as an equestrian fan.
Yeah. Well, undoubtedly, we today are the biggest equestrian fans in the state of South Carolina.
Never been a bigger fan of equestrian than me.
Nope.
Than us. Early game, big equestrian guys. Here we go. So shout out to them. But that's where it ends. So we're going to go from good to bad to worse, okay? Good, equestrian title. Ooh. Bad with a question mark is the Gamecocks transfer portal haul. Now, I'm going to intentionally save a lot of this conversation for our quarterback, Elijah, because obviously he goes deep on the analytics. He knows all the advanced statistics. He can tell you about efficiencies and Kim Palm and all those different people that we don't know anything about. But when I look at the numbers, they got a transfer portal haul. Corey Mincy, Camden Hyde, the big Lithuanian.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to roll with from right now till we get some more work on his name. Shane Blakely. They all seem serviceable, but serviceable don't win games in the SEC. And the more I'm looking at this, I need somebody to give me some reasons why this is going to work. I don't have them. Mm-mm. But that doesn't mean that they're not there.
Right.
It just means that I don't have them.
I'll be tuned in when Elijah presents his points on this because I am very unclear on what exactly has happened. I've seen the chatter on social media. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been super exciting.
Yeah. What I do know is that some of the folks that Elijah had on his wish list committed other places. Ugatolu went to Indiana. The guard from Tulane, he went to SMU. The point guard, he signed somewhere on the day when Elijah was saying how bad we wanted him. So we've missed on all of Elijah's points. But again, I'm gonna let Elijah speak on that.
Yep.
But for me, vibes not feeling great as far as the portal is concerned. And another thing that you brought up, and I think is interesting, is that when you look at the people who left, Cam Scott, Elijah Strong, E.J. Walker, Creased, none of them have found homes yet in the portal. And so I think we sort of came to the same conclusion. What was your conclusion?
I think the conclusion is, like, there's not a lot of interest from coaches after seeing what the Gamecocks did last year, especially for a guy like Cam Scott. He didn't play last season. It's hard to want to pursue somebody who did not play. They redshirted him. He agreed to redshirt, and now he's in the portal looking for somewhere where he's going to go get starting time. I guarantee you he'd be a starter in Columbia, and they already know what he can do. They have a season of film. It's been 2 seasons now, but he's one that really sticks out to me because he went into the portal last year. He came back. Then they decided they were going to redshirt him. He wanted a redshirt, I guess. He agreed to it. But here we are. He's back in the portal, and I'm not sure if any of these coaches around the country really know what they're going to get out of him. And that's the sample size with a lot of these Gamecock basketball players. We've seen some good individual performances out of some of these guys who are in the portal. Some of them we don't know anything about because we didn't get a big enough sample size. If I'm a coach, I'm not pursuing somebody who I don't have anything to reference with. That's just the way I see it. Because in today's world, in today's era of college sports in general, I mean, you look at any football transfer, they've got some sort of something to show you.
Right.
And a lot of these Gamecock basketball players don't have a lot of good things to show people because it was just so discombobulated so many times this season.
Yeah, and to me, that's the most discouraging part because then you start thinking about, you start evaluating what the roster was last year, and it doesn't feel like, I mean, that might be somebody's argument. That might be a compelling argument. Somebody could say, look, these guys haven't commanded a very strong market in the transfer portal, which may be a rude awakening for some of them. Maybe a rude awakening. You go out there and you think you're going to have a different level of value, and you don't. And also, what we don't know, and me, Elijah, and I like to say this all the time, we don't know whether they jumped into the portal or whether they got nudged into the portal.
Right.
So we don't have that information. That being said, there doesn't seem to be a strong market for a lot of these guys. The only person who has signed from last year's roster was Eli Ellis. Caveat, he signed with College of Charleston. Solid basketball program, but that's not the direction that you want to see your players going.
No, I mean, it's College of Charleston notoriously has a pretty good basketball program, and they make tournament appearances here and there, but it was, I mean, to me, I don't know, at this point, with what we've seen over the last 2 seasons, it's hard to call it a downgrade because College of Charleston was sitting near the top of their conference last year. They were in the conversation to possibly go on a tournament run out of the CAA tournament again this season. I mean,
it's a downgrade in name, recognition, and conference.
Sure.
But to your point that you just made, I mean, if you was to have those 2 teams play each other last year, I would say it was 50-50.
It could have been a toss-up.
For
yeah,
sure.
Absolutely.
And that's not cool.
No.
But that is a thing. So again, we'll save a lot of that conversation for Elijah. I'm really interested to hear. I hope he can provide some more insight to help me with that. So that was the bad and the worst, because Elijah's not here, and he put Gamecock Nation on sweep watch.
I'm trying to find the tweet right now.
Safe to say, he was right predicting the sweep.
He predicted a sweep. He just got his signals crossed a little bit.
Yep.
You know when you get in the shower, you ever get into like a strange shower and you don't know which one's hot, which one's cold, and you're trying to figure out like, oh, is this the hot one? I don't know which direction this is going. I think that's what happened to Elijah. He's like, let me turn on the cold water. That's the hot water. Gamecocks got swept this past weekend against Mississippi State. And listen, man, the season has been a long season. There was some temporary hope provided when the coaching change was made. They've played, undeniably, this team has played with more vigor. They've been more competitive. But when you start getting into that conversation, you're talking about a team that's losing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about a team that's playing with competitive, vigor, joy, those are cool, but that also means they're probably not winning.
Right.
And they got swept this weekend. They found several different ways to get swept. Friday, 5-3. Saturday, 9-0. Sunday, 4-3 extra innings. But the main thing, and I hate to pat myself on the back here, but I told everybody to watch out for this, man. We've been striking out a lot. In this weekend, in 3 games, This team struck out 44 times. 3 games, 44. You don't have to do you don't have to do advanced math to know that's over double-digit strikeouts in every game. And not only did they have double-digit strikeouts, on Saturday they had 18 strikeouts. You only get 27 outs in a game. Only get 27 outs in a home game because they had the last at bat. So in a home game, they have 27 outs, and 18 of those dudes struck out. You will not win baseball games like that. I think that's fairly simple to say.
No, I mean, yeah, that's about as clear-cut of a definition of how you get swept as it comes. I mean, and then like to put up the effort and force it into extras yesterday while you were down 3-0 and fought back. But that's, the second time this season that they've come back, forced it into extras, and then lost on something where they never should have. The Arkansas series, that Saturday game, they should have won that game. KJ Scobie made a throwing error. They end up tied. They go to extras. Arkansas does exactly what you're supposed to do in extra innings, and they win it. Same thing happened again yesterday with Mississippi State. You fight back, and then you get yourself into trouble right off the bat, and it doesn't last long at all.
Kale, I'm going to call for a clip here. Can we get clip number 7? This is Monty Lee talking about the 44 strikeouts over the weekend. Again, not 4, 44 strikeouts going against them.
Yeah, I think part of it is pressing, and I think that's part of it. I think that's a huge part of it. Is we just got some guys that have been pressing at the plate and trying too hard and not being quite as selective as we would like for them to be. But, hopefully, again, with us being competitive there in the second half of the game, last 9 outs of the game or so, hopefully by putting together some good at-bats there at the end, Pat Evans, 2-strike base hit. Thought Bach looked good today. Talmadge, golly, Talmadge fought his rear end off. If the wind wasn't blowing in, might have left the ballpark there. Jake Randolph came up with a big hit for us and hit a ball hard to left center field. Thought he looked better at the plate today. Harmon had a nice day today. We just got to get, if we can get, again, a handful of those guys that have been scuffling some at the plate, if we can get them going again, we got a chance to be more productive offensively and win more games. It's that simple because, we continue to pitch pretty well. I was proud of how we pitched today.
Yeah, and so the pitching has improved. There was a significant change in pitching. The coaches went to calling the pitches. Things seem to have been on the up and up since then. But the hitting is not there, and that's the issue because Monty Lee's the hitting coach.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like if we were running this offense, the run the ball offense, and we can't run the ball. That's who you would look at and say, like, hey, there's
some hand-up accountability.
Yeah, there's a significant issue with that. Really quickly, let's get out to the phone lines real quick. We got Wayne asking about the transfer portal. Now, Wayne. Wayne.
Hey, how you doing?
Know who you talking to here. All right, here we go.
Okay, like I said, my son and I was having a conversation about the South Carolina Gamecock and the transfer portal, and I had been thinking about this for a while, and I hate to retread because you guys have moved on. But I want you to think about this. Maybe a subject for another day. When Jeremiah had the conversation with Lamont, most like this conversation went a little like this. Okay, I acknowledge that I didn't give you enough money to be competitive in this league based on what's happened. And I accept that, therefore I will not be terminating you on this watch, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to go ahead and get the players you need, because you've proven to me you can build a team. And you build a team, and if you are competitive and good enough, we can work on volume extension or whatever, getting you to the players you need, as far as the budget is concerned. However, if you fail, my list will come out at the end of the year, so let's make that upfront understood. So therefore, your budget is all of your salary, all of your coach's salary, all of your player's salary, and you divvy it out how you want to build your program. So therefore, Lamont goes and tell everybody, listen, I can't afford my job on you. So you got to move on, because I got to get players that's going to work for me this year. Okay, a couple of coaches. you guys haven't been put up string. I need your salary back because I need players, and therefore I got to get. And so he fires two assistants, get rid of all his players except for 3. You know, even the people on red shirt had to go because he can't afford to pay them. And therefore, he can go out and get the best players he can get for the money while maintaining his salary and getting the assistant coaches he needs. I think that it's a budget. I really think it's a budget. And if he can hit that budget and hit the right players with the right kind of money, almost like a cap. And if he can write the right kind of money, he can and win, he can go. But if he loses, he know what the handwriting on the wall is.
Well, appreciate you, Wayne. Yes, the handwriting is on the wall. So I would say, save that money, Lamont.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
When we come back, you know what time it is this Monday? Thorns, Buds, and Roses.
All my sports. The Game Network. 107.5 The Game in Columbia. 96.9 The Game in Charleston. 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. And 100.5 The Game in Florence.
South Carolina men's head basketball coach Lamont Paris is coming back next year, and Coach Paris has to fill out his roster, so the transfer portal will be vital to success in 2026-27.
All this isn't about just NIL. I think there are a lot of components to putting a team together. How do pieces fit together? What does a player play? The fashion and style of ball that you would like roles are important.
And the game will dig into every player.
Even what they ate in elementary school.
On your home of everything Gamecocks. 107.5 The Game
and The Game Network.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer. Stop by today or shop online 24/7 at herndonchevy.com.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor and call a Groundworks company. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Mount Valley Foundation Services, a Groundworks company.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Do you have sagging, soft, or bouncy floors in your home? Well, this could be a sign of rotten wood caused by moisture in your crawl space. Damaged wood in your crawl space can affect your home's foundation, and that can affect your home's value, and nobody wants that. Say goodbye to sagging floors and hello to a stable foundation. Contact Canty today for your free inspection at 803-424-8380 or visit cantycanfixit.com.
Columbia business leaders, ready to grow in 2026? Join us for your business, your customers, your growth. The 2026 Digital Seminar, April 30th at Hilton Garden Inn, 1200 Pickens Street. Choose the session that fits your schedule, 11:30 with lunch or 2:30 with light refreshments. Attend and get $1,500 in advertising credit to boost your brand on our Columbia Cumulus stations. And when you confirm your reservation, you'll also receive a custom audio or video from Podcast Studio 803. Seats are limited. Dial pound 250 keyword digital impact to RSVP today.
Enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HIM to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HIM to 215-215. That's HIM to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Paid for by Adaptive Health.
At AAA Heating and Air, home comfort is their top priority. Call today to schedule a seasonal maintenance appointment. Let AAA Heating and Air qualified technicians put your mind at ease with a thorough inspection and cleaning of your heating and cooling system. Join their popular AAA Comfort Club to take advantage of extras like flexible visits, added discounts, and priority scheduling. Visit callAAAtoday.com to schedule an appointment. Tell them Preston on the Game sent you.
AAA Air when you
The Colonial Life Charity Classic is coming to the Wood Creek Club right here in Columbia, May 14th through the 17th. This is your chance to watch the next generation of PGA Tour stars up close. Before Justin Thomas and Scotty Scheffler were household names, they were right here on the Korn Ferry Tour. This is where the journey begins. Every shot bringing them closer to the PGA Tour. Tomorrow's champions are teeing it up today. Get your tickets now for the Colonial Life Charity Classic.
Hi, I'm Glenn Matthews.
And I'm Melanie Matthews.
And we are the third-generation owners of Modern Exterminating Company.
In a time when corporate consolidation, high-pressure door knockers, and inexperienced startups are becoming the norm, isn't it nice to have an experienced, local, family-owned company that you can count on since 1955?
Modern Exterminating has been the local, independent industry leader in the pest control business for the last 67 years. Experience the local, family-owned difference for yourself at 803-765-2315 or pestfreesc.com.
It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
This is Cale Wilson with a traffic report. Got an accident on Hallbrook Drive near Skylark Drive in Richland. Got another accident on I-20 westbound before Clemson Road on exit 80. Have one on I-77 southbound approaching Decker Boulevard to exit 13. Have one on Spear Creek Church Road near Earth Road or Wood Creek Farms Road. And then one more on Two Notch Road at Alpine Road. Then we've got our long-term road construction in Richland, Horry, and Lexington County. The Carolina Hurricanes play Game 2 of their NHL Playoff Round 1 series against the Ottawa Senators tonight on ESPN2. Canes lead the series 1-0.
The Early Game. With former Gamecocks Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen. On the Game Network, 107.5 Game app, and the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Welcome back into the early game. It's Preston Thorne, Nick Harvey, Cale Wilson. This ship is going places that it's never been before.
Coasting right along. We're like pirates right now.
Yeah.
We're going to get there one way or another.
The Pirates usually don't win in the end, but we're going to keep this thing rolling.
That's right.
And it's Monday. It's 8:22. It's time for Thorns, Buds, and Roses. All right, y'all. Thorns, Buds, and Roses. You know what time it is. This is where I come in and I give a little bit of my feelings on the things that were happening over the weekend. A lot was going on this weekend, and so I break it down. Thorns, things that annoy me. And if you look at social media, obviously there's a lot to be annoyed at. But what annoys me are the annoying people, because this weekend was awesome for everybody involved in fringe sports. Golf was cool. Hockey is cool. Basketball is cool. Women's gymnastics in college, cool. Shout out to Oklahoma. All these things are happening. And not only that, there's cool things happening in pop culture. Coachella's going down. Luke Bryan had a concert. Morgan Wallen had a concert. It's all kinds of stuff. Nick Saban, shout out to him. What's up with that?
That was so unexpected.
Morgan Wallen does the walkout thing. Yeah. It's kind of people you expect.
Right.
Did not expect it to be Nick Saban.
The best part, too, is like normally he's like getting into his element. He's bouncing around. He did not do that with Nick Saban.
No,
he was locked in talking to him the whole walk.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I will perform well. Thank you very much, sir. You are the greatest. Sorry, coach. I will not do anything. So, yes, a lot of things happening. And my point to that whole conversation is, hey, man, let people enjoy the things that they enjoy. I forgot WrestleMania. You do not have to get on there and say, oh, wrestling is for dorks. Yes, it is. And so is golf. And so is gymnastics. And so is everything else that you're into. It's probably for dorks. And that's okay. Yep. Because we're all here. Listen, I'm talking about sports on a Monday morning. You're listening to me talk about sports in the morning. Guess what? You're a dork too. And that's okay. Because people like what they like. And if it was my sincere hope is that we would just let people like the things that they like. Buds, Speaking of golf, Liv, get out of here. Nip that thing in the bud. That's over. Listen, I'm not the one that's necessarily versed in all of that, but I would say I think the good guys won.
They're going to, I think, yeah.
In the end, yes, they got paid a lot of money, but yeah, that just never worked right because I don't think Liv understood what they were selling. Like they were selling this version of golf that I don't think anybody wanted, and it just wasn't what people. It's not what people were buying.
Right.
And I just don't think it was ever going to really work. Shout out to those dudes who got paid, I guess, but. I think the PGA, strangely enough, with the competition, I think the PGA got stronger though.
And that's just it. I mean, like I think Liv had there was some competitiveness between the two at the beginning, and I think Rory, and look, I'll be the first one to tell you I'm not a Rory McIlroy guy. I'm just not. But I think he really brought the PGA Tour back. I really do.
Well, not to have an economics discussion here, but PGA essentially had a monopoly on golf. And when you bring in competition that forces you to evaluate what you're doing, change some things. I know they changed the purse up, so there's like, oh, yeah, we can pay a little bit more money.
Yep.
So they had to get their money up, which was a good thing for all the golfers. And obviously not the top golfers because they're going to get theirs, but the guys who are rank and file, who make the course, who make the tournament go, who make the tour go, that was improved. So get Liv out of here, but thanks for being here because you improved what PGA was.
Yeah, I mean, to have those emergency meetings and everything and then say, oh, we've got money to fund the tour through the end of the year when it started out as we're not running out of funding until at least, I think they said like 2030 originally. And then it shifted to they might be out of money now, but now it's going to be the end of the season. And then you follow that up with a tournament in Mexico where you got Bryson DeChambeau losing his cool over course conditions because he was literally in like a sandbox. And it wasn't a sand trap. For those of you who watch golf, it wasn't a sand trap. It was just dirt. It was just straight up dirt.
On the course?
On the course. It was like a bunch of dead grass. There were some spots that were grass and then a bunch of dirt around it. Not good.
Probably doesn't work too well. And for my roses, Kale, I need you to cut the music. And I need you to play clip number 10, please. 42 roses, because there's been 42 WrestleManias, but only in one WrestleMania has somebody from Columbia, South Carolina, Keenan's own, a Gamecock, won the WWE United States Champion. Everybody say it with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Trick Williams won the United States Championship. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to his family. Local Columbia natives, you might see them around town. They are from where you are from, and it's really cool to see this, who has won this title. All right, you can cut the music there. The World Wrestling WrestleMania is a 2-day event. It's a pop culture phenomenon. It's really cool that it takes place. You don't have to be into wrestling. Even if you just jump in on WrestleMania, it's really cool. I want to do an exercise really quickly. I was born in 1982, and in 1982, the World Wrestling United States Champion was Greg the Hammer Valentine. Some old school folks know about Greg the Hammer. Nick, when is your birthday, sir?
2002.
Let's scroll forward to 2002. In 2002, do you think you have any idea who the World Wrestling United States Heavyweight Champion was?
This could have been around the time that John Cena's career was kicking off, and I'm starting to think it could have been a John Cena-esque.
Well, here's the thing. It's a little bit of a dead period because we had to unify some of these titles, but the SmackDown era began in 2003 with Eddie Guerrero. Kale, birthday, sir. Kale, give me your birthday, sir.
I was born in also 2002.
So Eddie Guerrero Thomas, birthday, sir. 2004. Oh, here we go. John Cena, March 14th, John Cena.
That's the first time the spinner belt got introduced because he was still in the, what do you call it? What do you call him? Thugonomics was his shtick at the time.
And again, if you're like, okay, it's just the U.S. belt, it's not the real belt. Well, here are some people who did win the U.S. belt. It's a long lineage of folks. I'm going to just go Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah.
Magnum TA. Tully Blanchard. This is just guys naming dudes here. Lex Luger.
Wow.
Several times. Several times as I'm going down this. Dustin Rhodes. Stunning Steve Austin. Not Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stunning. Big difference. Big difference. Starcade 93. Anybody out there remember that? So, yes, I say all that to say it's a big deal.
It is, yeah. It's a big stepping stone.
Here's the good and the bad news. The good news or the bad news is that people don't hold this belt for long.
Right.
So he's going to lose this belt within the next year, maybe even tonight. That's how things go. But it's usually a stepping stone belt.
Right.
And so once promotion sees fit to give him this one, they may or may not continue putting them over for the next one. So shout out to Trick Williams, shout out to the Belton family. Congratulations to everybody that's concerned. When we come back, more Sexy Dexy, because why not? It's the early game.
Wow, what a play. The Game Network. Columbia, Charleston, Florence, and Myrtle Beach.
Since that win at Clemson by the Gamecocks, things haven't gone well. And when things don't go well, it's time to look back on the days when things were well. Yeah, let's spin back to the good old days on the Game Network.
The Gamecocks are making history in Cleveland. They'll be the 10th team, the 5th program to go undefeated and win the national championship. They will avenge their loss to Iowa from last year. The clock ticks down. 2 seconds to play. Celebration in Cleveland. Perfection wears garnet and black. Game over. Gamecocks are in the Final Four.
Now that's some good feels right there. From 107.5 The Game and the Game Network.
Look, Christmas is almost here. We are, I guess, a week away now, if my math is correct. Nobody fact check me. But if you were like me and you might be a little behind on some of those Christmas gifts and you're looking for something for the golf lover in your life, well, how about
Sponsored
this?
by SC Education Lottery. Did you know that since 2002, over $9.4 billion in lottery proceeds have been appropriated to benefit educational causes in South Carolina, like scholarships, school buses, and technology initiatives? Playing for fun is a win for education. Visit sceducationlottery.com/educationwins for more information.
The Gant family with Pioneer Tree Service has been taking care of trees in Columbia and surrounding areas for over 48 years. Pioneer Tree Service provides tree and shrub removal, pruning and thinning, tree planting, cabling and bracing, raising tree canopies, stump grinding and removal, storm damage services, property cleaning and grading, right-of-way maintenance, and more. They also provide 24-hour emergency tree removal. They can also handle the removal of diseased and dead trees before an emergency happens. Call them today for a free estimate. 803-794-8253. The Gant family and their team at Pioneer Tree Service can be trusted to provide professional and quality tree services with affordable pricing for residential or commercial jobs. Ashton Smith called Pioneer Tree Service and said they came when she was leaving for work, and when she got home, the tree was gone as if it was never there. She was so impressed with Pioneer Tree Service, she will definitely use them again. Here's one of the Gant girls, Madison Gant.
Call us today for a free estimate at 803-794-8253 or check us out online at pioneertreesc.com.
Is your crawl space damp or musty? Water in your crawl space can cause wood to rot and creates an environment for mold and mildew that can make its way inside your home. Canty Foundation Specialist specializes in crawl space repair. Call us today for your free inspection so you can have the peace of mind knowing your crawl space is dry and your home is protected. Call today, 803-424-8380 or visit cantycanfixit.com.
Hey, that was our exit. We're gonna miss the first pitch.
Just gotta make a stop at Kroger. I promised I'd bring nachos.
Nice. You have the Upside app too, right?
Upside? What's that?
Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you buy groceries. And they just added Kroger stores in Columbia.
Wait, I can get money back just for buying groceries?
Yep. And right now, you can get an extra $10 bonus on your first Kroger trip with the app. That's up to $25 cash back on one grocery run.
Even this Kroger store right here?
Yes. Now pull over. Let's get some cash back on those nachos.
Upside is now available for Kroger stores in the Columbia area. Download the free Upside app and use promo code FAM3 to get a $10 bonus on your first purchase at Kroger. That's promo code FAM3. Remember, use promo code FAM3.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Powered by Integrated Media. The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. For auto, home, and commercial glass. ShepherdsGlass.com. In Chapin and West Columbia. The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. Powered by Integrated Media. The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. For auto, home, and commercial glass. ShepherdsGlass.com. In Chapin and West Columbia. The Game TV. Sponsored by Shepherd's Glass. It's the Game Network Traffic Report from the Schroeder's Towing Traffic Center. Broken down and need a tow or even free signage for your lot? Dial pound 250 and use keyword tow truck today.
This is Kale Wilson with a traffic report coming your way. We've got an accident to report in Lexington County on Charleston Highway. We've got another one on I-20 eastbound at I-77 exit 76A in Richland County, and then another one on I-20 westbound before Clemson Road exit 80 in Richland County. Then we've got our long-term road construction in Richland, Horry, and Lexington County. Congratulations to former Gamecock Metric Belton, known as with his WWE name Trick Williams, on winning his first WrestleMania match and the United States Championship last night.
The early game starts with former Gamecock Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen on the Game Network, 107.5 Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Welcome to the early game, 3rd and long. Preston Thorne, Nick Harvey, Kale Wilson. We're doing it, fellas. We're doing it. I can see the end. I can see it. We just got to finish this thing. But this is what they like to call the 4-minute offense.
Yep.
And you know what, Kale? You know what they do in the 4-minute offense? What do? That's right. They run the ball. But when teams try to run the 4-minute offense against you, it very much helps to have somebody like Dexter Lawrence in the middle of that playing. And that's what the Cincinnati Bengals will have, because if you haven't been listening, welcome in. 2, you missed the sexy Dexy dance, but we'll try to remedy that. 3, you missed us breaking down the dominance of this defensive lineman. Dexter Lawrence traded from the New York Giants to the Cincinnati Bengals. Maybe, we'll see what happens, but maybe the biggest trade of the offseason so far in the NFL. Do you agree?
100%, yeah. I mean, but it's also kind of crazy to be talking about defensive linemen creating some of the biggest trades of the offseason in the NFL.
Well, it's interesting, yes, but even more so when we get down into where we're talking about, because Michael Parsons was huge last year, but Michael Parsons is the end.
Right.
He's a guy that rushes the passer. He does all these cool things. People know Michael Parsons.
Right.
To kind of be honest, unless you're really following ball, you probably don't know a bunch of D tackles. But Dexter Lawrence is somebody who's been so good at that position. He's sort of elevated himself. Not to mention that he does a great dance. Cal, can we get clip number 11, please? Because we can't talk about Dexter Lawrence without hearing the beautiful music.
Get it sexy. Get it sexy.
You gotta get low, and you gotta move it around.
Yeah.
You gotta move it around. If you don't know, go follow, go look up Dexter Lawrence sack dance. It's the #1 sack dance in the NFL right now. And what he does is he gets a real wide base, which is not hard for him. You get low and you move your arms. And then you got to gyrate the midsection. And the whole midsection gyrates around. Why is that important? Because as a zero technique, which is the person who lines up in front of the center, in 2024, Dexter Lawrence had 9 sacks. That's incredible.
It is.
It's wild. That's the good side. The bad side is in 2025, Dexter Lawrence had 0.5 sacks.
Yeah.
But how do we rectify this?
I mean, I think there's probably a different energy coming into this season. Like we were talking about it earlier. I mean, once a Yeah, like you have guys who are very public about their frustrations, A.J. Brown, but you've also got big guys who aren't very outgoing with their problems. Like, they're not going to make it a big stink with the media or anything like that, but they're going to let you know. Yeah. And, like, I mean, it's one of those things, like, I might not tell you, but there will be signs. And I think this past season was a reflection of that for Dexter Lawrence. I mean, again, I made the reference earlier. It's like when two big guys at football practice decide that they're both tired, they're going to make it look good, but they're not going to be going 110 miles an hour.
Now, some people on the Bengals side are referencing those. There's a lot of conversations both ways, which I think is indications. They say a good deal is when we both walk away feeling like we lost a little bit. And I think both sides on this situation feel like we both lost, but we both won. The Giants get a number 10 pick. The Bengals get a stalwart defensive tackle. You can make arguments either way. My argument for the Bengals would be, with that number 10 pick, you would not pick anybody that's better than Dexter Lawrence.
Right.
I would say even mid-level Dexter Lawrence. Not even if we get into, like, sexy Dexy territory. I'm just talking about Dexter.
Yeah.
But if he decides to turn it up and turn into sexy Dexy, you've got a cornerstone for a defense which was putrid. And now you have something which the local angle here is Demetrius Knight playing linebacker for them, gets a chance to run free, but that's a beautiful thing for the Bengals.
The AFC North is going to be so compelling defensively next year. I mean, when you really think about it, because you still got the Browns and Myles Garrett, you got T.J. Watt and the Steelers, and now you've got Dexter Lawrence with the Bengals. I mean, like, the defensive fronts for all these teams, like, it's going to be a dogfight. Watching all these teams play, like, that's got to be entertaining and exciting if you're a Bengals fan, because you had Trey Hendrickson. Now you got Dexter Lawrence, who's coming in to eat some lunch on the defensive front right there in that nose tackle position.
Trey was great.
Yeah.
Trey was great, but Trey didn't play the run a lot. That's not his thing, and he doesn't like to play the run. That's just, I mean, that's bottom line what it is. So I think they kind of upgraded in that position. They have Shamar Moore there playing defensive end. Shamar Stewart, not Shamar Moore. That'd be wild if Shamar Moore was hosting Soul Train and playing DN. Deep cut for anybody out there. But they have the makings of a defense. And the thing with the Bengals is that they spent so much money on their offense that shout out to my boy Langston. It looks like the Bengals are trying to spend some money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not what they do, typically.
No. And I hope it works out for him. Because not because I'm a Bengals fan by any means. My mom's from the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. I grew up a Steelers fan.
Okay.
So I always want to see them do well. But I like it when the AFC North as a whole is competitive. Like, I grew up in the heyday where there were so many competitive games between the Bengals and the Steelers and the Ravens and the Steelers, and now we got teams who are, 11-9 making the playoffs, and it's like, I want to see. Obviously, I want to see them all do well because you want really compelling stuff as you get closer to the postseason, and it just, to me, it hasn't felt like all those teams have been consistently good in a while. So it'll be fun, and if the Bengals are going to spend the money, maybe they re-enter the conversation, because they haven't been in that conversation now in, 3-4 years.
Yeah, and the Giants get a number 10 pick.
Right, yeah.
Which they have a chance to start the franchise over with Harbaugh. They're in a situation where they're rebuilding. Saw some positive movement with Jackson Dart. Cam Scatterbo, if he's back healthy, healed up. the two pit bulls licking each other. Those dudes. So they are on a positive trajectory, and with that number 10 pick, along with what they had, that seems to be with them going in the right direction. So we'll see how that goes. Another note that I just saw on Twitter during the break: in order to replace Dexter, the Giants seem to be looking to sign DJ Reader, who's another interior tackle, who's another Clemson Tiger, who was there at the same time. And so if we, as Gamecock fans, want to look back and be like, you know what, I get it. There's a reason why we was getting pummeled all those years. It's because they had Dexter Lawrence, DJ Reader, Christian Wilkins, Cleveland Farrell, the defensive end that
it's a bad time for me to blank.
What's my other guy that I was thinking about? They had on top of Cleveland Farrell, all these dudes at the same time. They called themselves the Power Rangers, if you remember, and they used to beat people up. Dexter Lawrence didn't even. If you remember, Dexter Lawrence didn't even play in the championship because he got suspended.
Xavier Thomas.
He was there too as a young buck. He got suspended. So they just had so many dudes there. So yeah, Clemson was a great time for them to beat. I'm very interested to see how this plays out with in the NFL because there's not that many of these dudes that exist.
Right. He's
almost a one of one.
Yeah.
As far as the skill set that he brings to that position, it's very interesting to see if the Bengals have taken this. This might be a league contender because I'm a free agent for football fandom. Bengals might be in the contention. I like what they're doing.
Curious.
We'll check it out. Bengals are winners. We'll come back. We'll give you our winners for the show. This is the early game.
All my sports. The Game Network. 107.5 The Game in Columbia. 96.9 The Game in Charleston. 100.3 The Game in Myrtle Beach. And 100.5 The Game in Florence.
This hour of in-show listening on 107.5 The Game is sponsored by QC Kinetics in West Columbia, the non-surgical regenerative orthopedic specialists of the Midlands. Request your consultation today by dialing pound 250 and use keyword QC Kinetics.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Wrangler. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles. Kickstart your day. After 15 years of waiting, the Saberhood has finally seen a playoff win. Buffalo stunned the Bruins last night on a massive 4-goal third period to take game one by a score of 4-3. Thompson, the hero, erasing a 2-goal deficit in under 4 minutes. Samuelson buries the go-ahead. I'm Drake Toll.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Spring pollen is everywhere, and if it sits too long on your vehicle, it can stick to the surface and damage your car's paint over time. Don't let buildup dull your shine. Stop by Tidal Wave Auto Spa and wash it away with a top-of-the-line car wash starting at just $15. Our Graph-X or Shine technology helps protect your finish and keep your car looking its best. Plus, enjoy free vacuums, microfiber towels, and interior cleaning spray with every visit. In minutes, you'll be driving away with that clean car happy feeling. Find your nearest location at TidalWaveAutospa.com.
Do you have sagging, soft, or bouncy floors in your home? Well, this could be a sign of rotten wood caused by moisture in your crawl space. Damaged wood in your crawl space can affect your home's foundation, and that can affect your home's value, and nobody wants that. Say goodbye to sagging floors and hello to a stable foundation. Contact Canty today for your free inspection at 803-424-8380 or visit CantyCanFixIt.com.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. We'll take them to court. We got a $2.4 million verdict for a client who was hurt in a car wreck. Good heavens, dial all sevens now.
To get your attorney, dial 800-ALL-7s now.
The Anastapula Law Firm has been recovering millions for their clients for over 30 years. Their South Carolina personal injury attorneys have experience fighting for the rights of their clients. Remember, don't scream, call Akeem. Dial 800-ALL-7s now.
Herb Glass is responsible for this ad, and cases are handled at 32 Ann Street, Charleston, South Carolina, 29403. Paid endorsement, not actually client. Results may vary.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop Spring Black Friday savings and get up to 40% off, plus up to $500 off select appliances from top brands like Samsung. Get a fridge with 0 clearance hinges, so the doors open fully even in tighter spaces in your kitchen. And laundry that saves you time, like an all-in-one washer dryer that can run a full load in just 68 minutes. Shop Spring Black Friday savings, plus get free delivery on appliance purchases of $998 or more at the Home Depot. Offer valid April 9th through April 29th, U.S. only. See store online for details.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The Early Game. With former Gamecocks Preston Thorne, Elijah Campbell, and Jen Jensen. On the Game Network, 107.5 Game app, and at the Game TV radio on YouTube.
Preston Thorne, Nick Harvey, Cale Wilson. Cale, go ahead and fire up that winning sounder for us, sir.
It is more about them than it is about the team. Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it. I want winners. Winners.
That's right. This is our winner segment, sponsored every day by the Golden Spur. So we're gonna pass it around the room. I'm gonna go last. And I'm gonna go with Nick Harvey. Nick, give us your winner for today's show.
I gotta give some love to the Stanley Cup playoffs, man.
Nice.
There's a lot of people in South Carolina around here who don't watch hockey throughout the season. Some of them will watch it during the playoffs. Genuinely, I think the Stanley Cup playoffs are some of the most captivating postseason sports that you can watch. You might not have watched a single game this season, but you watch a couple games, you see the physicality, the speed that these guys are playing with because they're chasing the ultimate goal, and that is a 35-pound trophy, the Stanley Cup.
I mistakenly almost the other day, I jumped out the window, I had a hot take. I was like, oh, the Masters jacket is the best trophy in sports. And then I immediately...
A lot of fun to watch.
I immediately was like, no, well... The Stanley Cup exists.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Because we take the Stanley Cup around. We take it to bars. We take it to clubs. I'm sure that thing has seen things. If the Stanley Cup could talk.
The keeper of the cup can. I've heard that he's apparently got some pretty good stories.
I bet he has some really, really interesting things today. Yes. Give me that one statistic again about the regular season versus the Stanley Cup winner.
The President's Trophy winner has not won a Stanley Cup since 2013. It was the Chicago Blackhawks. The Colorado Avalanche, an overwhelming favorite to win the Cup, but they won the President's Trophy. I actually know their head coach, Jared Bednar. He used to play in Charleston for the South Carolina Stingrays.
Shout out to the Stingrays.
Yep, deep cut. He played and coached for them. And I really want to see him win. Again, it'd be really, really cool because he brought the trophy to Charleston the last time he won it.
Tight.
But it's that President's Trophy curse is alive and well.
Cale, give me your winner, sir.
My winner is a man that we all need to acknowledge once again.
Now, do I say anything when I put this finger in there?
Is it just the finger?
Just acknowledge your tribal chief, man. You acknowledge your tribal chief.
And what's his name?
Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Defeated CM Punk last night for the WWE Championship. Back in his prime like he was in his 2020s when he didn't get pinned in over almost 1,000 days. I think it was over 1,000 days, actually, since he had gotten pinned in that time frame. So he's finally back in his rightful place at the top of the mountain as my tribal chief.
What a sentence. The really interesting thing, like he said, he was on First Take doing the car wash, and he said the coolest thing I think any wrestler has ever said, which is a long list, but he said, they pay me like I throw a football. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's the wonder why.
Yeah.
You're the dude, huh?
Yeah, he's
I
the
get
dude.
it. I understand exactly who you are. Really quick, sub winner. Wasn't who I was planning, but shout out to Field Days to go watch the Stingrays play.
Yes.
Because I have watched, I can maybe at least remember like 4 distinct occasions going, yes, you get out of school and you go and watch a day game at the Stingrays at North Charleston Coliseum. So I have seen several, and then we just used to go. It was one of the cool things to do.
Kelly Cup playoffs start this weekend.
Oh, for real?
Yep, they got home ice advantage for the first round.
Shout out to the Stingrays. Always a good time at the North Charleston Coliseum. I mean, listen, man, you know what time it is. We've been doing it all day. But the winner for the day, sack dances. especially my guy, Sexy Dexy. And I think it's going to happen. Are we going to do it? Winners, Sexy Dexy. Kel, can we get clip number 11 real quick, please, sir?
Get it sexy. Get it sexy. Get it sexy.
There it goes.
Get it sexy.
The winner for the day is the Sexy Dexy sack dance. It's so much fun to see. We hope for the Bengals' sake that motivated Dexter Lawrence shows up, but I got a feeling once he get paid a little bit of money, get a little bit of that Skyline chili in him, I think Big Sexy's gonna be ready to go.
Look, the YouTube stream's gotten the show today. That's all I gotta say about that. What they didn't see was us doing the DX motions earlier. We're gonna leave that one. We're gonna leave that one. Elijah, however, if you're here and you're listening right now, maybe bring that one back this week because we've already seen the the 3 pumps.
No pumps.
No,
can't do 3 pumps. Can't do 3 pumps. Well, it's been a lot of fun, man. Always appreciate you, Nick. Kale, thank you, man. We did it. We made it to the end. We've run the ball.
We went for it on 4th down multiple times. But we stuck with it, and
That's correct,
we got in the end zone.
Tyler Head, Jack Veltri up next. Thank y'all for listening. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate you.
Broadcasting live from the Herndon Chevrolet studio. Herndon Chevrolet is your hometown dealer.